disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go eight, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
Tick, tick, boom.
Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I don't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this. So it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet.
Rowdy, we get rowdy, rowdy. Rowdy, we get rowdy, rowdy.
We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go eight, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. It's go, 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 go time.
Welcome, everybody, to Dueling Aces for May 13, 2025. Joining me to kick this off, of course, is Sam, the crew chief, as we are going to get into blind baseball and how bad this is getting. And Sam, I have got a small plate of reels that I've just got to show you and share with you. And just, we've got to talk about this. The umpiring is getting redonkulous this year. Up and out of the zone, strike three called.
That's a perfect pitch.
Outside,
Stop.
outside. Really low. Out the door. Out the door again. And again. Way the heck out there. That one could have been across the line. That one, another one, way just a bit outside. It's like, come on, dude. I mean, seriously, that one. And then they're in the zone, and it's like, nope, balls. I was like, dude. Hello?
Well,
McFly, really?
well,
Come
first
on.
of all, I have three other ones just off of this past week. Last night, Phillies and Cardinals, and Tom McCarthy, of course, is the Phillies play-by-play guy, and Christopher Sanchez threw a ball right in the bottom half of the zone, and Tom McCarthy literally had made to look stupid on television because he said the first pitch is in there, and the umpire called it the ball. And he's like, well, I guess it wasn't in there. And it was literally right on the bottom of the zone. Then, on Sunday Night Baseball, Phillies are at the Guardians. Not sure if you watched the ending of that game. Jordan Romano was gifted about 8 strikes in that inning, including the last one. Then, there was a game last week in Tampa. Alec Bohm's at the plate in that Steinbrenner Field. I keep forgetting they're playing the Yankee spring training facility. 3-0. Fastball. 5 inches out of the box. Called a strike. Now, the worst part about that was the next pitch, Alec Bohm hit a ball into the seats. So if I was that pitcher, I would have gladly have taken the walk. Like, what are we doing?
How far outside this bad boy is? Way outside.
It doesn't even threaten the zone at all.
No. Dude, yeah. It's like, seriously, how far outside off the plate is this?
Okay, all right, hold on. Stop this for a minute. Let me make a case here. Let's disqualify any close pitches that are with the Colorado Rockies. They're like 7-40. They need all the calls they can get.
There is a pattern here. I've noticed it, and it's one of the new formats of how the catchers are catching the ball. Where's the glove at? Literally on the
In
ground.
the ground.
Up until a couple of years ago, where were the catchers always putting it? Right in the target where they want it.
Yeah.
They're not anymore because they're disguising. This is the new framing. This is the brand new framing. Keeping the glove on the ground, letting the pitcher throw it where he wants to. That was a dead strike right down the middle.
What are we doing?
And even the pitcher just went, wait, what?
Where'd that miss? Where was that? That is his middle.
It was like, how much more down the middle of the plate do you want it, buddy?
Oh, my goodness. Where'd that miss?
I mean, even if the challenge was in, New York would have went, dude, strike, get the headset off.
Oh, my goodness. Where'd that miss?
I mean,
Rangers are 1 out away from.
damn. Sam, it's getting out of hand.
We've reached a level to where there's going to start becoming major issues with this.
You know, I was always pretty much against the electronic umpiring for balls and strikes, but right now, this year, there's so much of it. It's just begging to be used. They're begging.
Yeah.
They're literally, it is almost being begged to being used. Begging for it. This is the worst officiating percentages I have ever seen. And literally, it's like almost every morning, there is a brand new one going over somebody's umpiring calls from the night before. And it's a lot of games.
Yeah.
And it's like, hello, you've got to be kidding me.
There is one of two things.
Most consistent ump I've ever seen. Everything is a strike. Zolt. That's not just a strike, that's a vendetta.
Well,
It
as
is-
the crew chief, as the
it's
crew
nuts.
chief, as the crew chief here, I need to say to Zolt, hurry up so we can kick you out of here. So you need to be ejected. But you know that's just for the fun of the night. But anyway,
Hey, you're gonna throw me out. I'm gonna make sure I kick all the dirt all over your shoes, in your shoes.
are you
Maybe
going to
even
take
throw
the
the Gatorade bucket on you.
Are you going to take the base? Are you going to take the third base bag and make me have to call the ground crew for the extra one?
No, I might take second though,
Oh,
and I may
Jesus.
take
All right.
second all the way to the locker room with me.
All right, someone get a stick. We're doing a square in the dirt for the base.
Eject me from the bench.
Zolt, if I
you gotta
eject you,
film.
then this whole show goes shit. So, oh wait, I'm sorry. Wait, my mistake. I was under the impression that Bruce was here. He hasn't shown up yet, so we're good. But anyway,
Hey Justin, what's up? No,
But-
this is getting to be a real serious issue. I mean,
the only
granted, the catchers aren't making it easy, because
No.
they're just bringing it right back up, and it's like it's quicker than that little wrist twist.
there's only two possible things on why this is happening. These umpires are either under so much pressure to perform because they know that they are basically calling games for their jobs eventually, and this stuff is getting to their head, or there's something going behind the scenes that we don't know about.
Maybe that legalized gambling. I mean, we already had our first umpire relation to a friend of a friend, and and then there's the Otani thing, which got swept under the rug. Yeah, it's getting real interesting real fast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Legalize the betting, and all of a sudden is an explosion of screwed up calls.
Yeah.
And like I said, the catchers clearly changing up how they're catching.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, that technically does a lot of the work. It's like, how quick can your reaction be to get up there and pop it in frame and pull it in? It's like catch in. It's like, oh,
So don't.
over here.
I also think that's also a really bad tactic to take into it, because guess what? You could possibly have more wild pitches in a game because of stuff like that. If you're not prepared.
Sure.
I
But
watched
like I
Carlos
said,
Ruiz catch his whole career in Philly. Never once did he have his glove on the ground.
no. And if you looked at each of those catchers, all of them had their gloves on the ground. Every single one of them. The gloves are on the ground now. It's like,
Yeah.
no, don't paint the target. Nope, we're keeping it on the ground.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're getting more calls. But guess what? They're wrong. They're the wrong calls. We've seen a lot of them are definitely the wrong calls.
And that's the problem, because now these umpires are focusing on the catcher's glove more than the ball. You have to look at the ball and the plate. It's not that hard to it is hard, but it ain't as hard as they're making it out to be. I mean, these are like some of those ones that you showed in the second thing that you showed, they're not even like remotely
Close.
They're not even a strike. They're not even a strike if they were lined up right. They're freaking high.
And even the catchers are lined up outside the plate. And the umpire's still calling it a strike.
Back about even just 10 years ago, George, we have never had to have weekly conversations about bad umpiring like that. There have been plenty of bad calls. Don't get me wrong.
You and I have been chatting offline about this.
Yeah.
Going, oh, that's ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. And it's like, now it's really getting ridiculous. It's to the point, wow, we're a month in.
Like 10 years ago, you would have went, oh, yes, I did see this earlier. Well, that's because the Bengals don't believe in wanting to
whatever.
That's the Bengals being the Bengals.
Yeah, I was gonna say, no interest. They'll be in the basement this year anyway. But anywho's,
with that defense, you're damn right they will be.
Right.
But hey, we have all that money wrapped up in 3 players though, so we're good to go. But just go back 10 years, okay? Well, let's go back 10. We'll go back 15. Back then, even you would have the Jim Joyce play of the week. The Al call at first that cost Galarraga that perfect game. Sorry, Zola. Yep. Anyway.
Oh no, that's a sour subject.
But that's my point, though. We would have one of those moments, and then we would kind of be okay for a while. Now, I feel like we're having these conversations every other day.
Well, remember the Jim Joyce thing. We needed a replay challenge, and that call specifically is why we do have a replay challenge system now.
They can't just go back and fix that in the freaking history books. I still don't understand.
Yeah. So my question is, with the poor balls and strikes umpiring that's being called now, are we going to get robot assists that will actually sit there and have the strike zone drawn up for the batter and have the front camera view play, and then the umpire behind receiving the calls and him announcing the calls from his own interior headset? Because he can't make the proper call.
That's the only way Because here's the thing. If you try to implement anything else, the individual umpires are going to have an issue with it. That's the only way to save this on both sides. You get the robotic strike zone, you get the umpires to keep their job. Because people are people keep saying get rid of home plate umpires. You need someone at the plate.
Yep.
You can't do that. Someone has to make calls.
Right, because when you have the runners coming in, you need somebody there.
Yeah,
You have to have somebody there.
we need somebody to unenforce the blocking the plate rule. So
Like I said, so the only way to technically have it is you have the, I'll even just say you're going to have the AI system, and it will
that's what it
it
is.
will have cameras. It will have cameras above, from behind, from the sides, and it will give you that ultimate strike zone area. And as each batter comes up to the plate, right side, left side, it'll be set up, and you will get all of those views. The AI will turn around and give you the real time result. You may have about a half second delay, and then the umpire gets to announce it, whether it was a ball or a strike. And since they don't have to worry about calling balls and strikes, they don't have to worry about getting argued at by any of the managers from this point forward. There's nothing to argue about.
I mean, I would find it funny of a manager getting kicked out by a robot. That may be kind of funny.
Well, they would still get their little challenge thing, going, hey, you sure about this?
Yeah.
Can we double check it?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, maybe, yeah, you get one per batter, and I would tell the batter, yeah, you get one shot at it, and that's it, buddy. Use it wisely.
Exactly. Because, like, people say just let that go throughout the whole game. How many times in a game are we going to have this?
Yeah, like I said, one per batter. Each batter gets one per game. That's it. One per batter. Not one per at bat, one per batter.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, if we had one per at bat, we'd be here. We'd be these games.
Oh, you'd
You
be
might
there
as
all
well.
day. The
You might as well
millennials
just cancel,
would be going nuts.
cancel the pitch clock if that's what you would do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nope. I say one per batter per game.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
I agree.
Why not? Why not? You want to automate the game anyway? Might as well go full force. Might as well.
Exactly.
Might as well. And technically, you're not really taking out a human element because you still have the home plate umpire there for calling the runners safe and out at home plate.
Exactly.
So, like you said, nobody loses their job. Have a light behind the batter, 4 blue lights, 3 red lights for strikes. Interesting.
No.
Interesting.
I hate that idea. I don't hate the idea.
No, that's
almost like the red. It's like the goal. It's like the red goal light in hockey.
Yeah.
I don't hate the idea. But could you imagine the arguments that would take place after all this stuff is implemented? Can you imagine the managers and the umpire arguing? Can you imagine? What are you doing? Don't look at me. Blame the Terminator back there. He's the one that called it.
I'm not saying there's going to be that. Like I said, it'll be the AI. It'll be the camera system, and the camera system with somebody up in the booth is going to sit there and go, "These are the relays, and this is what he comes up with." And it turns around and just tells him. Oh, and you know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen next? You're going to have sensors in the plate. Hell, you probably have a camera in the plate.
Okay, they already got cameras in the bases for the freaking weird angles they like to show.
So why not have camera in home plate? Bury it down there, have that sucker aimed straight up. You'll be able to see if it went over the plate or not.
Yeah. Just like we're having cameras dictate a first down in football.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, technology. It's
The perfect example. Another hockey one. There's a camera in the net to see if the puck crosses the line on plates.
yeah. My favorite thing though. Talk about stupid modern technology in sports. The glowing hockey puck on Fox. I know. It was like the dumbest thing watching a hockey game going, why? Why would you put this little blue dot going around my screen? It's like, no.
Right, bro, follow the puck.
It's I mean, I get it. You want to have other people who have never watched hockey before kind of get the gist of, hey, this is where the puck's at. And two guys are fighting with the puck, and you get this little blue light. Zolt said Sam's not old enough to remember the Fox tracks puck.
I'm not old enough to remember a lot of things. Nor do I want to be.
Oh my god.
Like our elder statesman here.
I didn't even think about that. So you never saw that then?
Probably not, no.
You never. Oh, there. Oh. Oh my god.
I'm about to see something I never seen before.
Oh my god. Yes. Oh yeah, this this is easy. This one's easy. Yeah, oh my god. Oh wow. I can't believe it's been this long. My bad, Sam. My bad. So, as you will see, there is the blue halo. That is the indicator of the hockey puck. And that was the shot. So as it was shot, it did a red streak.
Oh my god. Well, first of all, look at those graphics. Oh my god.
And this this is the technology that they put behind the glowing puck. So all of the hockey pucks were basically, yeah, it was this was the most interesting time ever. Yes, a lot of people had fun making fun of this.
I want to know why that dog was glowing. What did they put in that dog?
Yes, that is this is how Fox did hockey. Like I said,
I think my response to this to be what the fuck.
Yeah.
As in, what the fuck is this?
Yes, it was one of the most annoying things ever. I think you clearly have seen what the gist of it was.
Oh, I get the gist of it, unfortunately.
And like I said, when it was up against the boards and you couldn't see it, but you still saw the little blue halo. I mean, how many people can follow a puck? If they're hockey educated, yes, they can follow the puck. You get the gist of it. But these guys literally they took it to the next level, and you'd have that little blue halo. It was around the boards, and you didn't see it on camera, but you saw the little blue halo. Hey, that's where it's at, and it was all of a sudden like on some guy's head. The little blue halos giving him the blue halo head, and then when it got back out into the middle, and like I said, the shots. Let's make it exciting. We'll make it red if it. gets a fast pass or a shot, oh yeah.
I gotta respond to Anthony's comment because I've been holding this joke since he put it. He said about following the puck and old people. My response was going to be, "There's a reason that George wears glasses."
Nah. Like I said, that was one of the most, I think, annoying things ever. And the true hockey fans were really like embarrassed by it.
Yeah, I don't know how you watch hockey and watch that thing.
It leave it to Fox to, try something new
And screw it up.
and just make it look that much horrible.
Yeah, that I would never want to see that in my entire life.
I'm sorry, Sam. I forgot that was. I was wondering why you kind of give me this weird look, like I have no idea what the hell he's talking about. My bad.
It's okay. Well, in defense, let's be real. Usually, George, let me fill the people in. When George and I are usually having conversations, he usually brings up things from. Let me think.
Late 80s, 90s. Pretty much.
Yes, but there's not a 19 in front of those. Is where I'm going at here.
Oh, whatever.
Had to give you one.
So we had brought up about the games being fixed and whatnot, and and it is not limited to basketball.
Oh dear, you're gonna make me listen to this crap.
Some people very happy about it. Some people very mad about it.
Check this out.
You can't be happy that we got NBA players talking about the spread in the last minute of a game.
Unk knew the spread. He goes 5.5. I know what they're doing.
We had the Warriors plus 5.5.
Very, very special.
You love to see it.
So with 15 seconds left,
The coach even says he knows that the spread is 5.5, and he tells the players the spread is 5.5.
Take the Timberwolves minus 5.5 on your home floor. 13 seconds left. Butler chucks up a 3. Offensive rebound. It's always the second chance. Kuminga sends up a prayer.
Bang.
Get it up.
Bang.
Just keep throwing it up
Bang.
there.
You're not going to take a 2 knowing that you got to cover 5.5.
You needed the 3.
Kaminga sprints back to the line after Jimmy tries to hook him up, misses,
Yup.
and they hit the 3. The unbelievable thing is, now what doesn't matter?
5 seconds left.
5.2 seconds, no foul
We're
call.
not fouling.
You're not fouling.
Dude, this is generational. I mean, this is clearly illegal.
The NBA is going to be looking at it.
You're down 8. They chuck up 2 threes. You're trying to cover 5.5. Draymond's on camera saying 5.5. They cover. They make a 3, and then they don't foul. This is incredible. But remember, good teams win, great teams cover. Draymond might be going to jail, but hey, at least we covered 5.5 points. So Draymond Green knew the spread was 5.5 points.
Real interesting, isn't it? You make a prayer 3, 5.2 seconds left. Yeah, you don't foul because you actually have 5.2 is a lot of time to turn around and get another possession pretty quick.
I'm gonna really not watch. I really will never watch the NBA again.
Isn't that interesting?
That's embarrassing.
That's sick, and especially when the guy's even saying the spread is 5.5. He's literally
probably because half of them have their hands in someone's pocket for it. So
that is sick. It's like, hello, people. Legalized gambling has definitely gotten into sports, and nothing, and I mean nothing, none of your professional sports are ever going to be the same because of it.
no, because no matter what you say,
Anthony, that's rigged. That is so rigged. I mean, it is so rigged beyond belief. The draft has been rigged for years. I don't care what everybody says is, oh, I know this so-and-so was in the room. No, it doesn't matter. It's purely rigged. The balls are weighted.
Don't get me started with the NBA draft lottery.
We've known that for years that the balls are weighted. We already knew that.
I'm tired of the NBA draft lottery. I'm tired of freaking, this team has a 5% chance of getting the number 1 overall pick. This team has a 2% chance of dropping out of the top 10. This team has this team's draft pick, but it's only top 12 protected, or it's protected, but it's not protected in the top 3. I'm so sick. I'm about to go on a rant. I'm sorry. I am so sick and tired. How about this? New rule. If your team sucks and has wins, you get the first overall pick because your team won 8 mother freaking games. Stop with the lottery. It sucks.
Yeah.
None of it makes sense. I'm tired of top whatever.
No balls involved.
Oh, I'm so sick and tired of the draft lottery in the NBA. I'm tired of the NHL too. Stop with the lotteries. Worst team gets the best pick. Second worst team gets the second worst pick. And then there comes to the Philly teams that don't get anything right, so it doesn't matter. Good Lord. That's one thing I'm sorry I love about baseball and football.
No. It's right here. Here's your official announcement. Sports are now rigged. Welcome to WWE and sports entertainment. Your guess is as good as rigged.
Oh, yeah. Well, God, it's even with that. Michael Cole, you can even bet. That's the thing. You can bet on wrestling.
Yeah. And that's the most rigged. It's the most rigged thing ever.
It's been rigged forever. Even Michael Cole said it. We're not even a wrestling company. We're an entertainment group now. Well, yeah, no shit. You got bought by Netflix. Of course you're entertainment now. But no, I agree with it. First of all, we already know, not only, and first of all, here's why the lottery is even more rigged. Not only was rigging the lottery.
Yeah.
So don't even do that. Just do it how they do it in baseball. The worst team gets the worst pick, just like in football. The one thing I like better about baseball, we don't trade 90 draft picks every year. I'll say that. But the NFL is not as bad. They don't do a lottery. I get that. They strictly say worst team gets the worst pick. If that team wants to trade that pick for a high-end player, go right ahead. We don't care. But they don't do a lottery system. How the hell? First of all, now I'm solely convinced. I was already skeptical of it to begin with. Not only was given the Mavericks, all this was a chance to put the Lakers back in the big headlines around basketball. They haven't been relevant since Kobe left, and this is what they get. The NBA had their hand in saying to them, hey, give them Luka. Give the Lakers Luka. We'll hook you up in the summer. The NBA had their hand in that too. Because no rightful NBA general manager would sit down and say, I'm going to trade a 26-year-old triple-double machine that just got me to the finals. Anthony, Kyrie tore his ACL. Anthony Davis hasn't and probably tore his fingernail off last week and is out for 3 weeks. What big three is that? You'll be lucky they play 40 games together. But I'm serious. What rightful GM sits there and says, I'm going to trade a 26-year-old MVP candidate who averages 28, 8, and 8 a night that led me to the NBA Finals. And I want to get back some crappy role players and a 32-year-old big man who hasn't been healthy since about, his 5th year in the league, and that was about a decade ago.
And nothing at all was ever said about his training regimen or anything until a week before the trade. A week before the trade, something gets leaked out like that. And it's like, what? Wait a minute. Where the hell did this come from? I was like, excuse me, no, try again. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, because it's so bad, we're trading him. And everybody's like, wait a minute. It's worse than it is so worse than a lousy storyline in WWE for a B roster freaking wrestler. It was that bad. It was
This
so
whole
bad.
thing is a mess.
It was ugly. It was uglier than Otis trying to do the worm. It was that ugly.
It was worse than when Otis won Money in the Bank during COVID.
Oh my God, that was. I forgot about that.
That was called "We Had No Plan,"
Oh my God,
which is basically the Maverick.
That was just okay. Here, let's try this. Yeah, the NBA. Sorry, NBA, you are not NFL. You are literally making yourself worse than watching baseball.
NBA about a decade ago was probably the second most viewed sport in the world behind football. Because the NFL is always going to be better. It doesn't matter if the NBA's got more. Because all right, let's agree. A decade ago, overseas European NBA had that on lock. They were the best thing going.
Yep.
Hockey is more of a European sport. If you have to draw us in more of the American audience sometimes. Baseball, you just have to draw in an audience with common sense, which most people don't have. So I understand why people don't watch baseball. Oh, it's too long. Then don't watch it. I don't care. We've had that conversation like 12 times.
Yep.
The NBA went from the second most popular sport in all the world to basically about the fourth, maybe fifth.
Maybe fifth.
This whole thing's getting
people are starting to watch soccer. That's because you can't stand basketball right now, and your baseball is like, well, it's 50-50.
Yeah, they're playing good ball right now, but it'll talk to me in October when they're all hitting 180 as a team.
Hey, now, come on. This is your year. This is your year.
No, 2022 was my year.
No, this is your year.
I got a Super Bowl this year. I'm happy. We're chilling over here. I got a Super Bowl this year. I don't care.
I know. Like I said, Philly's going to keep rolling with it. Your basketball team sucks, so you might as well have your football and your baseball team do it because the other two can't.
Well, it's actually kind of funny because someone brought up to me the other day, do you think the Sixers should trade the third overall pick? I got a better idea. You have Tyrese Maxey and Jarrett McCain, your young backcourt that's going to average 20 a game easily. How about you go draft someone at number 3 and you trade the 7-foot injury-prone center that you've had for the past 10 years? There's a freaking idea.
Yeah, there's a thought.
They right now, with Maxey and McCain, the third overall pick, and a lot of role players that are young. Like a lot of them are like guys coming off of like G League contracts, really low tier rookie contracts that carved out roles on this team because of how many veterans got hurt. This is the perfect time to reset the franchise and maybe set yourself up for something better down the road. Do not sit here and tell me you're going to take that kid Ace Bailey and then you're going to automatically say, oh, Joel's healthy. We're the top 2 seed in the East. No, you're not, because he's not going to be healthy. He never will be healthy. If you expect his health to get better as he ages, you need a psychiatrist.
I had seen an article about Giannis being moved from Milwaukee. Where in the blue blazes do you put him? I mean, there's half a dozen teams, or actually a dozen teams, where you could slide him in. But who actually has the ability to turn around and pony him up? Anthony, ooh, that would be dangerous.
They have the assets to do it.
That would be super dangerous. And it would make the Spurs relevant again.
Yeah, I mean they have the young players and the draft capital to do it. Honestly, because outside of Kay Cunningham, anybody can be had. What do you want?
Warriors are aging. I don't know.
Yeah, they're too. I mean, they could start the package with Jonathan Kuminga, so that would be enticing for the Bucks because he is a good player. I don't think Steve Kerr likes him, but Steve Kerr also doesn't like players that aren't 33 years old, so that's a big problem as well. Same thing with Nick Nurse. If you're not 35, you don't play it. I heard Kyle Lowry's legs fell off last year, and he said he could still play over guys that were 22 years old. But yeah, the Warriors, like you said, they're aging. But again, if the package starts with Kuminga, it'll be enticing to the Bucks. The Spurs are the biggest team that had. The Spurs have the most assets to do it.
Like Zolt said, he's like, that's what the league wants.
Yep, the league wants other stars in big markets.
The league needs, they totally need big things to happen because if they can't keep that good old TV contract going, they're SOL real fast.
I'll give it 2 more years. Anthony Edwards will be a Knick. Give it 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, right now, I think it's hilarious. You've got both of the big teams out of the East literally on an elimination game upcoming. The Cavs tonight and the Celtics tomorrow night. Boy, ain't that a quick kick in the shorts. You're going to turn around and have a 3 and a 4 go for it for the championship.
Yeah, right.
Then you got Denver and OKC tied up. And you got the Timberwolves who are just beaten up on an injured-prone Warriors team already. So much for them apples. It could prove to be pretty interesting, especially if OKC does turn around. I think that's pretty much about their biggest competition. I think if all the other teams make it through, OKC just walks and says, thank you very much. See y'all next year.
The Nuggets are a terrible matchup for Oklahoma City. Because
I would laugh if you got Denver, Minnesota, the Pacers, and the Knicks. You had no high seeds making it at all. It's like the best thing ever.
Good.
It's literally almost like the college football thing. What do the Lakers need? A center. Anthony, the Lakers need a whole new freaking team, dude.
The Lakers aren't God.
The Lakers need a lot more than a center.
The Lakers need somebody to be resurrected for them to be fucking relevant again.
I don't even think that would help.
Oh, you put him and LeBron, even LeBron's current state today, that's kind of...
No, I'm sorry. My NBA analyst is in Washington, D.C. right now. I can't pick his brain. Sorry. He's on the D.C. trip right now. He's on special assignment.
On assignment. Oh, my God.
Yeah. He's on assignment. All right. Real quick, catching up with the playoff bracket with hockey. So much for the Caps. That kind of looks to be like, well, it was fun while it lasted. I'm expecting Toronto to choke because they always do. I mean, I'm sitting here just laughing as I keep seeing that. I'm just like, oh man, here they go, choking again. The Oilers, I'm not surprised. Edmonton is putting it together right now. Yeah, Zolt. Yep, it's pretty much. Ovi got his record. The Caps are done. Leafs are the Leafs. That's who they thought we thought they were. That's right. The Jets and the Stars. I think the Jets will tie it up tonight. That's one of those that it's like, buddy. Hopefully that playoff hockey doesn't go late into the morning.
Well, it's currently 0-0 with 13 minutes to go in the first period. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Glad I could be of some assistance.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I try.
So there's your NHL update.
Can we please address the PR move that baseball did today, saying that reinstating Pete Rose?
I was going to wait for somebody.
Oh, okay.
To turn around and show up before because there's more than just that individual that I want to bring up.
Oh, I'm aware.
There's more that I want to bring up regarding that. So I want to save that until the other body gets in here. I was just saying, well, we actually could have both bodies in here by then. But yes, I do want to save that because that is a very big hot button topic. I do want to save that one. I do want to talk about the mockery that is still the Pittsburgh Steelers at the moment, who still, I believe, are looking for a quarterback. Still. And every day, there's new articles that MSN just keeps putting up there saying, oh, well, this is the Aaron Rodgers story. Well, Pittsburgh's going to do this. Well, Aaron Rodgers is doing this, and Pittsburgh's talking about that. And it's like, dude, look, people, all you idiot social media reporters on MSN, stop it. Not buying the clickbait, people. Not buying. I look at the headline things, and I keep saying, oh, it's the Mirror or Sports News. You know, you guys are full of crap. Sorry. Social media people, stop reading the stupid crap online. When Pittsburgh announces what they're doing, they will announce it. Until then, the Rooneys have never turned around and discussed what they're doing. Ever. And right now, the New Orleans Saints have an opening. Hello, boys and girls. I'm waiting for Kirk Cousins and being moved, from one team of the NFC South just over to the other. Still waiting for it. Atlanta's still, I'm sure, in some severe negotiations with the Saints and going, all right, let's turn around and play a little table tennis and just knock this little ping pong ball back and forth and kill.
The Saints lucked out of Derek Carr retiring because they now do not owe him $30 million this year. Why the hell would they pick up Kirk Cousins' contract?
Because they're the Saints.
They're already in salary cap hell. And also, first of all, Aaron Rodgers has got one last run of football left in him. He's not wasting it on the Saints. Let me just say this. If I was Aaron Rodgers, let's opinions aside, Aaron Rodgers for the Steelers is what? It's a win now move. How do you explain to him that you traded away his number 2 wide receiver last week?
Yeah, that was my other slam coming in was okay, if you're putting something together, what the hell were you doing moving Pickens to the Cowboys of all teams?
Well, first of all, George Pickens and the Cowboys is a match made in heaven off the field. Let me get to that right now. That's a match made in heaven.
Oh my God.
Second of all, I understand that George Pickens is a headache. I get that. He's got an attitude. I have an attitude too. If throughout my career I've had the ball thrown to me from Kenny Pickett and whatever the corpse of is left of Russell Wilson, I'd be pretty pissed off too. But if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I would just call them and say, you know that deal that was going to happen? I'm going to need another wide receiver for you to make this deal. So do me a favor. I want you to call. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, here's what I'm doing. Call Randall Cobb, call Jordy Nelson, call Craig Jennings. Oh, Lazard's going to be a Steeler now. After the Rodgers deal gets announced, the next week they're trading for Lazard. Guaranteed.
I thought Lazard was a free agent.
No, he's still with the Jets.
Is he?
Yeah, he's still currently under contract with the Jets.
Huh. Okay.
It's going to happen now. We already know what's going to happen. But yeah, I have no words for any of that stuff anymore with Aaron Rodgers. Just either sign the damn deal or retire.
Well, and that's kind of the big question is now the Saints are in limbo. You've got no quarterback. You have even no Taysom Hill. And you're going with, okay, let's see. Who are the free agent quarterbacks out there now that are just willing to possibly? Oh, wait a minute. You drafted a quarterback. Yeah, we're going to put the rookie out there. Yeah. What a great idea. Just like everybody else does. Yeah. Why not? Sure. Of course you will. Was it Jake? It's another Jake, right? Jake, is it Jake? Jake Hayner? And you got Spencer Rattler?
Oh, dear.
It says AI overview says Tyler Shaw is likely to be the favorite. He was drafted by the Saints in the draft. Is expected to compete with Rattler and Hayner for the starting job. Oh, okay. Well, hey, maybe Tyler Shaw could be that new household name like Brock Purdy. Who knows? Hey, it could happen. Sam's like, get me out of here.
I will be staying off camera for the rest of the show because you said that.
Come on. I mean, it's not as bad as having DTR take over for Hurts.
Bold of you to assume DTR even makes the damn team.
Oh, if you got him in the trade, man.
It doesn't matter. They trade the guy.
Look, man,
Wait.
There's no curse.
He'll be on IR in a week.
There's no curse.
Oh, wait, never mind. He's not a Niner. I forgot.
I was going to say, he's not a 49er. There's no curse.
But that's what I was going to say was,
that's true.
Yeah.
It's like a Brandon Whedon.
But no, what I was going to say was, they got, George, let me explain you how the Eagles operate here. They got DTR because the one thing the Eagles always like to do, they always go into training camp with 4 quarterbacks. Normally, because they usually give Hurts a lot of time off during camp, especially in the preseason. That is what DTR is, because Tanner McKee had already shown last year he is capable of being a backup in this league.
100%.
Not to mention, they drafted Kyle McCord, who led college football in passing last year. DTR's got the uphill battle of a lifetime to just make the damn roster.
Well, the funny thing is so does Kenny Pickett to making the Browns roster.
Fair enough.
And I was going to say,
Yeah.
watch. It would just make my day if the Pittsburgh Steelers picked back up Kenny Pickett and they get Pickett and Mason Rudolph back together again on the Steelers and let that dumpster fire burn.
DK is going to show up so fat and try to get his ass out of there.
DK Metcalf, be careful what you wish for, dude, because you had it. I don't know what was going on in Seattle, but
No, I'd rather
wow.
be in Seattle right now with what they're doing.
Wow.
I'd rather be there.
Yep. So would I. So would I.
They look like they got a little bit of a future in Seattle.
Yeah, I'm just yeah. I think DK's sitting there going, "Yep, boy, did I screw this up."
Oh, you know what they say: the grass is not always greener on the other side.
And congrats to Tyler Lockett for getting picked up by somebody. I mean, Tennessee, I know, is kind of rebuilding themselves, but hey, not a bad way to add a veteran wide receiver onto your squad. I'm sorry.
No,
It's not a bad way to have a veteran, a true veteran on your squad and have these new dudes come in and, hey, learn from the man. He's been around a while.
Yeah.
And Tyler's basically pulling the same job as Doug Baldwin right now.
Essentially, yeah.
You know, I mean, not many people left Seattle to go elsewhere. You know, they do have a pretty good track record of keeping those receivers until their elderly statehood. And, you know, the young guys come in, learn from them, play with them, and then they retire. And then the new guys become the mids and then become the seniors themselves. And it just was a good, solid, you pretty much knew you had some solid wide receivers in Seattle.
Yeah.
I mean, those of us who have played fantasy football over the past 15, 20 years definitely know that. You could sit there and draft a Seattle wide receiver in rounds 11, 12, and 13, and you know he's going to be pretty solid for you, even for bye week coverage. You knew you were good.
Exactly.
You could pick up anybody. Any
Yep.
of the three. Any of the three. Wouldn't be an issue. Cowboys drafting stuff. Wait a minute. Sorry, Anthony. Let me go back to
Tyler Booker. Yeah, I was saying, if the Cowboys think Tyler Booker stopping Jalen Carter, they got a very, very, very rude awakening coming for them on September 4th.
And does George Pickens really help the Dallas Cowboys wide receiving core?
Oh, yes. I mean, he at least will help that. They will help. They needed somebody to command targets away from CD. They can't just throw the ball to Lamb every freaking time. He absolutely will help them. Now, will he be okay actually being a wide receiver too? That's another story for another day.
He didn't want to be wide receiver two to DK Metcalf. You don't think it's going to be worse in Dallas? Good God, man. What are you, nuts? You have got to be out of your ever-living mind here.
I just found a very interesting college football list.
Zolt says, nice of the league to give the Eagles a warm-up game to start the... Yes, absolutely. Can you please blow out the Dallas Cowboys 68-0, please?
To make the NFL look stupid? Yes.
Yes.
With pleasure. We know what it should have been.
Yeah, Cowboys did not need the wide receiver. They need the run. They still need the run.
I'm telling you right now, you're gonna find out the name Jaden Blue really quick.
Really?
The kid was a good runner at Texas. I'm not saying he'll be an RB1 right off the rip, but this is what the Cowboys do, though. You tell them they need something, they go and get something they completely didn't need. That's how they are. So, apparently, apparently, I found a list that was released of the top 10 defensive coordinators in college football.
Okay.
I don't know where this is from. I could either read it or I could send it over to you to put on the screen. Doesn't really matter.
All right.
Here, I'll send it over to you real fast.
Send it over. We'll plug it up there. That will not be a problem.
I just sent it to your messenger.
Yep.
Already have an issue with the top. I have an issue with number 2. Already have an issue with number 2.
I don't know why.
Oh, trust me. A certain game against Oregon last year is why. Well, can we kind of agree there's not an argument really with number 1? I think that's fair. Just some bias in there, but
okay.
I mean, Knowles did just coach the top defense in the country at Ohio State, and now he's coming here and taking over a really talented defense. I don't know where the hell Tom Allen is the second best defensive coordinator in college football. I don't know where the hell.
I don't know. I don't know why number 4 is where he. I think number 4 is a little low too.
I don't know how number 5 is number 5.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, that too.
And number 3, number 3. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, like I said, how the hell you've got? Oh, of course.
And anybody, how is Pete Golding?
It's like I gotta look that way. I gotta look that way.
How is Pete Golding number 10? Did no one watch Ole Miss's defense last year? Did no one see how many? Did no one else see how many Ole Miss defensive players got drafted last year? Are you kidding me? I don't like this list at all, except for number 1, of course.
Well, it's when you've got social media, everybody can put up whatever they want.
Oh my God.
Like I said, I think they kind of screwed this list up. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Exactly. I was wondering why that was even on the list to begin with.
Well, that's because Tennessee played a week freaking schedule throughout the year. This clearly was not based off the playoff.
No.
The only one that would be based off the playoff in the right order here.
See, I don't think so, Zolt. I mean, I mean that's the Michigan guy bashing it, but Zolt, I don't know, dude. I mean, I just don't know.
Well, let's just say if Minter is still at Michigan, if Harbaugh didn't take him, he's easily at number 2 on this list.
Yeah.
I don't know how I didn't know USC had a defense.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing them. He's fine, just not top 5.
Yeah, like you could put him like toward the bottom of this list, and that would be fine. But I mean, Zolt does make a point because I mean, let's be real. Wink did inherit the national champion defense. Now, yes, they lost a lot of those players, but they still had Will Johnson this year. They still had Mason Graham. They still had Kenneth Grant. They still had a lot of those players. So I see where he's going with this. I don't know how George.
You still. The thing is, as a new guy coming in, you still implement your system.
as an Eagles fan, I don't disagree with that as well, because guess what? Look how many players we had in 2023, and then Vic Fangio came in, and the whole thing turned into the best defense in the league. I don't understand how Glenn Schumann was number 5.
Yeah, I don't understand. Indiana is a top 10 defense either.
Well, they were. Well, hold on. They weren't in the AP top 25 for their offense. I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
Anything from 3 through 10, you could completely switch over.
Not the 2 through 10.
Oh no, I would take Tom Allen over most of these guys. I'm just not over the Oregon game or the second half of the Notre Dame game.
Okay.
The first thing I would instantly take is take DeAnton Lynn off of 3 and put Glenn Schumann at 3.
Yeah, Anthony, I don't think it's a week. It was a week at side of the Big Ten. They get lucky.
I think Pete Golding should be higher than 10 because I thought Ole Miss's defense last year was really good. Banks could stay right where he is. Haynes could stay right where he is. Honestly, I don't really care too much for 6 through 9. You could move all them down a spot. Put Schumann at 3. No, actually, no. Put Lynn at 10. Yeah, put Lynn at 10. Put Schumann at freaking 3. Move Golding up to like 4, 5, or 6, and then drop Wink somewhere around there. But Tom Allen and Jim Knowles that's fair enough. Tom Allen and Jim Knowles are 2 of the best on this list. So,
who should be on who should be on the list? Who should be on this list that isn't there?
Texas' defensive coordinator. I'm honestly surprised he's not on this list. Who are you thinking of?
I didn't have anybody in particular, but I was just threw that out there.
I am surprised that.
Where's Alabama? Not on the anywhere near the list, just like they shouldn't be. Sorry. Not on the list, which is why they should not be.
Alabama's defensive coordinator retired 2 years last year. But no, yeah. I mean, look, no one's going to argue with Knowles at number 1. No one's going to argue with Allen at number 2. Everything else here could be interchanged. Everything outside of the top 2 could be interchanged. Golding should go higher. Schumann should go at 3. Wink could probably stay anywhere between 4 through 6, just because of the other guys. I don't know how Blake Parker's number 7 either, or Baker is.
See, Zolt got it.
I'm still not toward the fact that Jim Knowles is Penn State's DC still. That's a reality that hasn't hit me yet.
Okay.
But like I said, I like Tom Allen. Tom Allen did a fantastic job last year. It's just when you play big time competition, you got to make adjustments, and they didn't do it. So that's the hope of what Jim Knowles will bring, because when Ohio State's defense, Anthony, Texas agree. The problem is with Ohio State's defensive coordinator, he's actually at number 1 from last year. He's just not with Ohio State anymore.
Right. Life should prove to be real interesting. It's like you just go from being defensive coordinator from one one school to the other school.
Money talk.
Yeah,
But
but then
Hey,
again,
listen,
you know, when the head coach is also defensive oriented, and he probably doesn't have a whole lot to say, you know that's how that probably worked out.
yeah. Well, not only that, Franklin is as much slack as James Franklin gets for being an underachiever. He has hit on his last 3 defensive coordinator hires. He had Diaz before Tom Allen, then he hit Tom Allen, and now he's got Jim Knowles. So it ain't like they don't try to land the top candidates at that position.
Fair enough.
It's just finally that he hit on an offensive coordinator with Andy Kolinicki. So that'll be year 2 of that. Should be exciting for Drew to watch Drew Howard develop in that system. Yeah, I thought that was just a fun little list I came across,
It's a very interesting list.
and I don't agree with about 50% of it.
Like I said, it's just one of those things. Hey, the Cavs are down by 3, 67-64. The Pacers looking to put them away in Cleveland, no less. Boy, you want to really tick off that Cleveland. You want to tick off all these Cleveland people. It'll be a rough week the rest of the way through. The Stars have a 1-0 lead on the Jets end of the first as well, by the way.
Yep.
The Motor City Kitties are beating up on Boston 6-4.
Javier Baez hit a go-ahead 3-run shot.
And the Pirates losing again to the Mets, of all people, 1-0.
But
Damn.
hey, it's not.
Bases are loaded with 2 outs, no less. Ouch.
But hey,
Top
it's nothing
of
that
6.
firing. It's nothing that firing Derek Shelton won't fix.
If you leave bases loaded, top of the 6th, 2 outs, oh, that's going to hurt.
What are the Phillies in the playoffs for 500? They're the kings of that.
Okay.
Had that incident earlier this year. Bases loaded, nobody out. Top 3 RBI guys: Bohm, Harper, Schwarber. Strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. I'm like, guys, putting the ball in the outfield is what is supposed to be one of your specialties. It ain't that hard.
And those Motor City Kitties are leading the division, which is not surprising.
Nope.
I see the Rockies still have not broken double digits yet. At least the Pirates have. You know, at least Bruiser can be happy about something.
The Rockies will get there around, I'd probably say August 5th.
Ouch.
Could you imagine a 10 and 152 baseball season?
No, especially for that stadium. But I mean, they haven't had any relevant players in how long?
It's Arenado left.
Yeah, roughly. Yeah. I mean, I can't even think of anybody who's even on the roster.
Well, Chris Bryant is, but he's hurt again. Actually, no, wait. Let
how you said again. I love how you said again.
And let me backtrack. I don't want to disrespect Charlie Blackmon, because Charlie Blackmon was a pinnacle in the Rockies lineup up until he retired last year. So he did outlast Arenado.
All right. So who the hell is that guy? Wow, they're hurting at shortstop pretty bad. You got 3 guys on the IL for 10 days, 3 shortstops on the IL for 10 days. 3 out of your
So you're
5. Holy crap.
So are you telling me that their list of healthy shortstops is a short list?
Yeah, actually, shorter than all 7 dwarfs in the bad Snow White remake.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the Hobbit.
Oh, the hobbits are taller.
Hobbits are good movies too.
Yeah,
You know, fun.
I do not recognize one damn name on this list at all.
All right,
I'm
hold
on,
on.
I'm on
hold
there.
on.
I'm going to make it even. I am on the depth chart. I know I have not ignored baseball that long, but I do not recognize not one damn name in
Well,
the depth chart.
I'll say this: I know who Kyle Freeland, Herman Marquez, and there's one more guy that I also know, and Antonio Santazella are. I know those 3. They've been in their rotation for a few years now. They suck, but
Yeah, I do not recognize one person on that squad. Not one.
Unfortunately, I know who Jacob Stallings is because he's the worst hitting catcher in baseball until the Phillies show up. Then he turns into Johnny Bench. So now, in terms of their position players, give me 1 minute here to go back because I accidentally catchers don't know any of them. Infielders, I know who Ryan McMahon is. Ezekiel Tovar is actually their starting shortstop. He's supposed to be one of the better ones, but he's hurt right now with a hip injury.
Yeah, like I said, I honestly do not recognize one name on that squad. Not one.
And then, well, of course, I know who Mickey Moniak is because he was the Phillies' top prospect, and he was terrible. So, anyway, back to you in the studio.
I mean, hell, I'm going to do this because this is interesting.
Oh boy!
So I knew nobody in Colorado. I at least know one on the Arizona Diamondbacks, Josh Naylor. AJ Puck still. AJ Puck is still in the league. I'll be darned. That's 2 names I recognize. I got 2. I know 2. Yeah, that's gonna be about it. That's 2. The
That's all, folks.
Braves. The Braves. This ought to be interesting. Ozzy, I know. Ronald, I know. Holy Daniel de los Santos. Wow.
Oh no!
No?
Go up and to the left, and then explain that one.
Up and to the left. Grant Holmes.
Nope, next one.
Spencer Schwellenbach.
That's a name.
No, this one's more fun.
How is that more fun?
It's more fun.
It's
I'm pretty sure I still knew this one.
I would hope you know who Chris Dale is.
Oh, sorry. Ooh, oops. Yeah, sorry, Chris. Damn,
I would
he was
hope
on
you
my
know who.
he's on my fantasy team twice. I definitely should know it. Sorry, Chris, my bad. Woo, yikes. The rest of the pitchers, nope.
Yeah, the Braves pitching is not as strong as it used to be this year.
So at least I know a couple of the Braves. Baltimore. Let's see. Do I even know anybody on Baltimore? Whoa. Sir Anthony. Interesting.
Anthony.
Sir Anthony Dominguez. Hey. No. None of the pitchers. Gary Sanchez, yes.
That is that Gary Sanchez. So
Uh, for a minute I thought that said Colton Coward.
yes, Colin has a son now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, so much for that one. Nope. Boston.
I was going to say, go to the Red Sox.
Chapman, I know.
I would hope so.
Some guy's got a last name of Crochet. Really? I hope it's Crochet because I don't want to pronounce it the other way.
No, it's Crochet. It's Crochet.
Okay. So Chapman, I know. I am so Wong for not knowing him.
Oh, I see what you did. I see what you did there. I see.
Bregman, I know. Trevor Story, holy Toledo. He's over in Boston. Wow.
Yeah, he's not really having a storybook ending to it.
No, he's not. I thought it was at this rate, it's probably going to be a never-ending story.
Bregman's having 8. Okay, I see what we're going with here.
I had to roll with that one. I know 3 dudes. Oh, wait a minute. I've heard of this guy. Don't know him, but I know I have heard of him. So I know 1, 2, 3, 4 dudes here. Whew, wow.
Bregman's having a great year for Boston, too, actually.
All right, let's go to these. Let's go to the scrubs.
They got a bunch of good luck figuring this one out. Please just go to center field.
Ian Happ. Hey, I know him.
Go right under him.
Who the hell's Pete
Look at that name.
Armstrong? Really?
What a name.
You had to use your mother's hyphenated name. Really? Whatever. You get ignored just for that.
He's one of the best center fielders in the league.
Good Lord. How do I not know Jackson Holiday and Gunnar Henderson from the Orioles? God. I don't.
How do you not know Adley Rutschman?
Ian Happ is the only one I know here.
You don't know who Dansby Swanson is, really? Or Kyle Tucker?
Nope.
I just want people to, if anybody who is watching this also watches 609, I would like to answer the people that George is the one that has done my hitting, used to do my hitting home shows with me. Don't ask me how.
Very well, I might add.
I will say that as well.
Very well, I might add.
Oh, good Lord. Why are you making me look at the White Sox?
Isn't that one pitcher still over here? Nope, he's gone. He must have retired. It's been a while.
Come on, Mark Burley?
No. I have his rookie card somewhere in a box, I think. No, actually, I think I sold those. Now I think about it. Josh Rojas, I know I've heard of. Benintendi. Ouch.
Yep.
Wow, how the mighty have fallen. Yeah, I know about Robert. Hey, where's our awesome shortstop who got punched? Who got the lights punched out of him? Wow, he got punched right off the team.
He is currently on the Angels.
Is he really?
Have you not understood the
Chicken
philosophy?
chicken shit. So at least I knew Benintendi, and yes, I know Luis Robert. And I like him. He's a good dude. I like him. He's a good dude.
This is very hilarious. I'm having a very enjoyable time playing against the players at George shows.
Cincinnati. Hunter
Terry
Green.
Francona.
Hunter Green, I know.
That's it.
Ellie De La Cruz, I know. Holy Moses, Gavin, what the hell are you doing over here? Really? Gavin is okay. I missed something there. When did that happen?
Traded there this past off season.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I think I need to get myself a jersey.
He's hitting 280 this year.
I'm not a big fan of the Dodgers, but now that I know he's on Cincinnati, okay. All right. I'll get it.
Yeah, he's currently hitting 282.
I used to have an autographed baseball bat, had to sell the thing. Because at the time he wasn't doing so hot, and had a Dodger fan that was like, I'll give you $100 for it. I'm like, sold. I know TJ. I've had him on my squad before. That was a few years ago, but still, I know him. All right. Dude, I'm actually excited about Lux. That's freaking cool as hell. I'm super happy about that, actually. Nice. All right. This is going to be kind of sick, but yeah, my own home team. Know him. Definitely know him. Definitely know him. Yes, I know Hunter Gaddis too. Yes, I know Clase. Yes, I know Bo. Yes, I know Carlos.
He knows Bo. You better know Carlos.
Yep.
He's on the team 3 different times.
I know, right? Jose, of course. I know Quan. And don't know anybody else.
You know who Carlos Santana is, right? He's Chris
Yeah.
Jericho. No matter how many times WWE gets rid of him, he'll end up coming back.
He always comes back, yeah.
You know what the best part's going to be? You know what the best part's going to be is when he retires from baseball and it eventually becomes the Guardians' next manager.
Touche.
No, I think that's that calling. I think that Carlos has manager in his blood. If you ask my personal opinion, I like Carlos Santana as a person.
Yeah, I good dude.
I also like him.
I know we're on the Tigers, but so yes, I know those two.
That rotation is ridiculous this year.
Yep, I know Scooball. I know Torkelson. I know Torres. I know Green. Javier Baez. What are you doing over here? Oh, yeah.
He's having a resurgent year for them right now.
Yes, he is.
313.
I know McKinstry. Yep. So kind of funny. I know more Tigers. Now to the cheaters. I mean Astros. Yep. Know that cheater. Yep. Know that. Oh, Lance McCullers is still pitching?
Oh, yeah.
Jesus. Talk about an old arm. Good Lord. Thought he would have been gone by now.
That's a young, old arm.
Jeremy Pena, okay. Jordan Alvarez, yeah. Jose, yep. Yeah, that's about it for Houston. Kansas City, let's see what my buddy Mr. Sailor is recruited into the squad. I know Seth Lugo. I know Mike Waka. Don't know Cole. I know Chris Stratton too. Wow. Freddie Freeman, I know. Vinny, I know. Wow, Massey, I know too. Witt, I know. Salvador, I know. Hunter Renfro, I know. Okay. Not bad. Know quite a few of the Royals. Okay.
Winnipeg has tied the game in the second period.
Nice.
And
The
the pace.
Angels.
Oh, good Lord. You'll probably know everybody here because they're all rejected all-stars.
I know Soler. I know Mike Trout. Don't know. I think I've heard of him.
Whoa. Yoan Moncada is their third baseman. Get the hell out of here. I got to go look at that.
Anthony Rendon. I know I've heard of him.
That's still the worst. It's still the worst contract in all of baseball.
Mike Trout also injured. Not surprising.
No, I'm about to say, is that ever surprising?
Kenley Jensen. I know. Don't know any of the other pitchers. Oh, there's Mr. Anderson sitting on the bench. Ain't that a kick in the nuts?
Or a punch in the face.
Yeah, right. Punch in the nuts. Punch in the face. Punch him
Down
right in the
goes
nose.
Anderson. You
Coolest
know,
call ever.
that's probably the greatest boxing call we've had in the past 10 years because boxing sucks now.
Right?
Down
Okay.
goes Anderson.
So, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. I know this one. I know this one. I know I know this one. I know this one. I know this one. I know that one. Holy cow. I know that one and that one. Wow, this is the most pitchers I've freaking known. And I am not even a massive Dodgers fan. But I know all of them because I have had almost all of them on my fantasy team. That is insane.
Joel, come rescue me, please.
I know Will Smith. I know Freddie Freeman. I know Muncy, of course. I know Mookie, of course. I know Conforto.
Muncy just doesn't go anywhere.
Right? Which ain't all bad. Wow. I know a lot more. The Dodgers is almost the most I know of everybody. And I ain't even hardly watched them. That's crazy. And that is a lot of pitchers. Like I said, ironically, that I happen to know, but they all weren't on this team at one point. That's pretty interesting. Okay, we go moving into Miami here.
Oh, good. I'm out.
Uh, hmm. Yeah, nope. Okay, so nobody on Colorado, and I don't know anybody on Miami. Not a soul. I can't even recall if I had a fantasy player on Miami in the past either. Wow. Yeah, knew none of them. Okay, the Brewers. I should know one or two. William Contreras, yes. Royce Hoskins, yes. Christian Yelich, of course. Aaron Savali, yes. There's Jose. Wow. Okay. That's the one I was looking for with the White Sox, by the way. That's whose rookie card I had back in the day. Right there.
Gotcha.
So I know a couple of these guys. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. Minnesota. This one's going to hurt because I hadn't. Oh, Byron Buxton. Yeah, okay. We're good here. Yeah, at least I knew one. Willie Castro is to Carlos Carrera.
Yeah,
Correa.
good luck with
Sorry. Carlos
they've
Correa.
got their fair share.
There's Cody Clemens. I was wondering where the hell he went. Sneaky little booger. I
Still
was
not over
wondering
that.
where he went. I'm really wondering because looky, I got a really nice Cody Clemens autograph rookie card, black. Really
There
nice
you
card
go.
here. Really sharp card. Love this. I'm sorry. Oh, that's right. He's in a Phillies uniform.
I'm not over it.
I bet you're not. I bet you're not.
I miss Cody Clemens.
I mean, damn, 5th on the roster. Ugh. Dude, put him someplace he's going to play. Come on. Now, of course, I'm going to know several bodies here. Don't get mad. I know Alvarez. I know Edwin. I know Pete. Yeah, none of the pitchers. Francisco, of course. Brett, of course. Why is Brett sitting there second? The hell? Who the hell's this loser? Mark Vientos? Get on my dude's spot, loser. Juan Soto, of course. Starling Marte, of course. Yes, I know a few dudes. Oh, now I got to go to this frickin' team. Bunch of morons. Yep, I know Fried. Stroman. Ian. Wow. Didn't know Ian was still playing. Goldschmidt, yeah. DJ, there you are. All right. Utility backup. Yeah, okay. Cody, Trent, Aaron, Stanton. There, wow, even Jason is. Man. Oof. Jason having a fight to get some playing time. Damn. Oof, that's brutal. You can't be happy about that. All right, now we get to your boys. Now calm down. Calm down. I know I'm going to know these guys, and it's not just because I'm affiliated with you. Because this is where Bryce's boy went, and that's where even my dude went. And he plays shortstop. It's one of my favorite dudes, Mr. Trey Turner. Oh, we got one. Schwarber, Castellanos, Turner, Alec, Bryce, JT, Jose, Zach, Aaron, Suarez, of course. Sanchez, I know I've heard you talk about him.
Oh, yeah.
So I definitely know some of these dudes. definitely know some of those dudes. Pittsburgh, I think I only know the one pitching dude. I think primarily that Skeens dude. But let's see who else I may know. Oh, huh. Joey Bart, not with the Giants. Interesting.
No, yeah, he was
Huh.
released a couple of years ago. He's actually found a nice little home in Pittsburgh.
Huh. Wow. I'm pleasantly surprised. I will say that. Excuse me. Do my eyeballs deceive me, or is that still Andrew McCutcheon still on a
Yeah.
roster?
Yeah.
Kutch is almost as old as I am.
Now, George, that's very insulting to Andrew McCutcheon,
I know Tommy Pham as well.
who's probably also as old as Andrew McCutcheon.
Yeah. So I was like, I know Tommy. Wow, Joey Bart is on Pittsburgh as a catcher. That's nice. Glad to see the kid caught on somewhere. Screw the Giants. That's a nice little pickup.
He has been, he's been pretty solid for them.
Yeah, everybody else, nah, not so much. San Diego, I think I know a body or two. Manny Machado, Xander, Fernando. Yu Darvish needs to retire. He needed to retire a few years ago, like 5 to 7 years ago. Damn. And that's going to be about it here. Speaking of the Giants, yeah, I know a few dudes right off the rip here. I know Webb, I know Verlander, I know Ray. Wow. No. Sam Huff, I know. Matt Chapman, I know. Flores, I know. And that's it. That is it from the Giants. Now, Seattle, I think I'm going to know a few more. So, yes, I know Luis Castillo. Yes, I know George Kirby. Uh, J.B. Crawford, Jorge Polanco. Julio Rodriguez. Isn't there the new pitcher? Who's the young kid that's who's kicking ass on their squad? I saw some stuff in spring training. Apparently he made I don't see the name. I don't recognize the name, so I think he's probably back down in the minors. Because I do not recognize any of these names. I don't think any of these are that kid. but he's an ambidextrous pitcher, and I don't think any of these guys is it.
May have seen the funniest thing in baseball tonight. The Mets were given a pitch clock violation tonight because they were in the middle of switching first baseman. Why were they switching first? Why they were switching first baseman? Mr. Pete had to run inside for
a bathroom break.
Oh yeah.
Dude, seriously.
Hey, when you got to go, you got to go.
Yeah, but you're going to know that you got to go a lot sooner than when you get out there.
I was one of them quick hitters.
All right, St. Louis.
Good luck.
I know Kyle here.
Yeah.
Wilson Contreras. Nolan Arenado.
That's probably about it.
Yeah, because I noticed that spot is not who I usually would see in this spot. Yeah, that's going to be about it. That's super scary. Usually I know a few more Cardinals than that. Now for the homeless, I mean Rays.
DJ.
What? Uh-oh. Oh, okay. There's one guy I know. And Wando Franco. That's the only dude I know.
Of course it is.
Oh my God. That is the only dude I know. Whoopsie. I'm asking everyone.
The Texas Rangers were on there. Have you basically just gone through the entire league?
Almost. No, that's an interesting name. Marcus Simeon. I know Corey Seager. I know Jock.
Yep.
Again, not in the correct uniforms the last time I saw them. I know Nathan. I know Jacob. No Jack. Yeah, that's about that group. Toronto. I know Vlad. Guzman, I know. Max, I know. Barrios, I know. Yariel, I know. Jimenez, I know. Boba I know. Springer. Wow, Springer went to Toronto? That's interesting.
How many years have you not watched baseball?
A couple, apparently. A little while. It's been a little while. It's Spend a cup of coffee. And the Nats, it'll be amazing if I know anybody. Because I think everybody left. Nope, I know Paul. I know Paul DeYoung. And I know Josh Bell.
And
So
I
actually-
hate Josh Bell.
And I know two of them. All right. So I knew two of them. So what? That left me with 2 or 3 teams. That's all who I knew.
Yeah.
Haha, there he is. The man, the
Essentially.
myth, the research department.
I told you I'd be here in an hour. I was in the gym.
Yep. Well, now we can get on. Now that I've eliminated off.
Now, can we
Staved
talk
off
about the Pete
time.
Rose thing?
Yeah, now that we have no listeners left because I bored the hell out of them.
I think that decree by Rob Manfred today is extremely interesting because it not only paves the way for Pete Rose to get into the Hall of Fame, I think it absolutely paves the way for Shoeless Joe Jackson and the 1919
Black Sox.
Black Sox to get in.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's exactly what I wanted to wait because you brought it up and I was like, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's extremely interesting. And I think for Manfred, that's the right call, but I also think it's the wrong call in the same sentence.
Okay.
I think when you ban somebody for life from participating in baseball, that's a very, very heavy accusation or punishment, not accusation, but punishment. And the fact that one of the greatest players to ever pick up a ball bat and swing it couldn't be recognized by his peers when he was alive for his playing accomplishments, I think is a bit of an overreach and an overstep. I think that when you say life, I think it should be for the life of your playing career. You know, Pete Rose was never going to manage again after he got fired. After the whole scandal happened, he was never going to manage again. There wasn't a baseball team in MLB that was going to hire him. Not even the Oakland A's would touch him. So I think that when you say for life, there needs to be kind of a bit of a time limit on it, not just a vague for life. You know, we have in the prison system, we have 25 years to life. So ban them from consideration for the Hall of Fame for 25 years.
Yeah.
Even if that were the case, that would have put him in the mid 2000s.
Yeah, what if?
And
So,
hold on, because this whole thing is like there's a soapbox I'm standing on currently. Well, I'm sitting on it because it was leg day and my legs are wrecked.
all right.
The Pete Rose thing really annoys me because Pete Rose is going to get into the Hall of Fame posthumously at some point. However, guys like Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, and others who took banned substances in terms of being banned by the federal government, but not by baseball up until 2003. Baseball had no legislation or regulation in its rule book about performance enhancing drugs until 2003. Methamphetamines were the only thing that was illegal. And that wasn't even until the mid 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not banned.
Methamphetamines were banned in baseball.
No, but I'm saying the players were not banned.
They're
Players
not banned
were
from the Hall, but Barry Bonds has been up for induction into the Hall of Fame for like 10 years now.
Yep.
Same with Alex Rodriguez. Same with Roger Clemens, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire. All these players who deserve their place in Cooperstown for the things that they did, because baseball was in a slump in the mid to late 90s.
Mhm.
The attendance was down, everything. So
Yep.
what did baseball do? I think they manufactured the home run race between Sammy Sosa and McGuire.
Well, you
I
know they did.
legitimately think that those balls had a little bit taken off of them, so they flew a little farther, and the offense came up, and now all of a sudden we're seeing dingers and shots that are going into the bay from San Francisco, like at PNC Park. You look at when they go into the river, like, to say now that because Pete Rose is dead, he can get into the Hall of Fame. And you've also cleared the way by what you said for allowing Shoeless Joe to get in, who hasn't been able to get in for over a century. You're still excluding guys that made sure your game didn't die in the last 20 years.
Also, guys, like you said, with the home run race, all those guys you mentioned, Bonds, Clemens, McGuire, Sosa, all those guys that baseball benefited off of from a financial standpoint as well.
How many commercials from 98 to 2007 did you see for baseball that either had a Tomey home run, a McGuire home run, a Bonds home run, a home run call for one of those guys, a McGuire home run,
Joe Mauer?
It was all crack of the bat and home run calls from the various organizations.
Fair point. Now, according to the who, what, where, and when, for 2025 they will have the player ballot for the contemporary era. The ballot for managers, executives, and umpires is in 2026, and then this new classic era ballot will be in December 2027. So the 2027 is the soonest that these guys could be placed on that list for the classic era of baseball.
Who, Pete Rose?
Yes.
Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe?
Yes, because the classic era is everything pre-1980. The contemporary era is 80 to present. Classic era is everything pre-1980.
I have always had a big issue with the way the Baseball Hall of Fame is voted on, because I
Same
think
here.
so. We're at 9:38, and I
You're
think
good. Go ahead.
it's a bunch of pretentious fucks who just, my sport is sacred. You ever seen the meme? My daddy drives an Aston Martin. My papa. Yeah, no. Y'all drive Ram 1500s. I drive a Ram 1500. There ain't nothing wrong with it. But let's not pretend like we're some sanctimonious asshole here because we're protecting the sacred, grounds of baseball. Dude.
Yeah, we already discussed about how modern technology is going to take over the game with the robotic strike zone, with the AI camera strike zone upcoming.
So they've been doing they played with it in the preseason during spring training, and it had some success. They've been using it in AAA, and it has helped a lot. I do like.
We went over and showed a lot of video, literally just between 6 or 7, like every single night. People are posting about how off all these umpires are, and it's because of the new framework that the catchers are also using that makes it that much more confusing. But then there were some that were, like Sam said, they were so far outside you could have put a car door in between them. It was that bad. and they're just begging for it to be put in. And we said you're still going to need a human umpire behind the plate, but you're going to have all those camera AI systems set up, and then he's going to have a little earpiece in his ear to turn around and be told what the call is.
Yeah. It's just to the point where, but again, that they've done this to themselves.
Well,
but they're just asking for it by being this bad right now.
Look, I think human error should be there in officiating because it's part of it, right? We all get worked up about the bad calls when they go against us, but guess what? We get equally worked up in the same in the opposite direction when the bad call goes in our favor.
Yeah, but now they are at the highest percentage.
I understand that. I completely understand that. But part of it is it goes down to the little league and the college and the high school ranks. You know why? Because asshole parents cursing at umpires because they made a bad call are making the good umpires say, fuck it, I'm done, and walk away. And so you don't have fresh blood coming up through the ranks, through little league, into high school, into college, into single A, double A, and into the pros because they don't want to deal with it.
I watch there are some umpires now in like high school ranks, whatever. They wear freaking GoPros on their head, and I watch them deal with parents. It's actually kind of entertaining.
Some of the umpires around here, there's a couple of them that are local sheriffs or local cops. They bought body cams. They bought old body cams off of the police departments and wear them.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun to watch.
They wear it right here, right underneath, like right on top of the chest protector. So that, it's asinine to me that an official has to go that, has to wear stuff like that just to be able to do their job, right? Because it's not like these guys and kids who do, little league games get paid all that much. It might get $50 a game, if that.
Keep going. I could tell you outright, it's the lowest because I have to pay the umpires for our home games. The lowest I got was 70. The highest I was quoted was 100 per.
Right.
And that's per umpire, not per pair of umpires. That was per umpire.
But again, like, it's not like they're making a whole lot of money doing it.
No, it's especially for 2.5 hours.
Right. Like, I get it.
But I mean, if you're doing a tournament or something and you got all day, yeah, sure, you're going to make a little bit. You're going to do pretty decently for a tournament. But if you're just doing, single games, I mean, right now, the way that most of the umpires are scheduled out, you're doing 2 or 3 a week. Yeah. And then, like I said, if you're picking up a tournament for the weekend, you are banking. You're banking pretty good.
But again,
like you said, if it's the little league rec kids, some of them are the kids. Because right now, I can tell you right now for Amherst, they turn around, they use 14, 15, 16-year-olds.
They're using high school kids.
Yep.
They're using high school kids for the no pitch, 5, 6, 7-year-olds.
They can be 14. They can be 14 years old and umpire.
But back to my original point and assessment. When you have these sanctimonious assholes.
Oh, sorry. I'll leave.
No, you're fine. Colluding together to keep individuals out to protect the sanctity of the game, you should immediately have your credentials to be able to vote for the Hall of Fame poll. 100%. The fact that Bonds and Clemens and Rodriguez and Sosa and McGuire are not in the Hall of Fame yet, and Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe, by what Manfred said today, have the possibility and the likelihood that they will be in before those guys is absolutely ridiculous.
I agree.
But they have another shot at being put on the contemporary era ballot.
They're still they're put on the ballot. Dude, they're put on the ballot. They need 70%, right?
Right.
They're not going to get it.
Clemens, the first year Clemens was on the ballot, Clemens got 69.8%.
I remember that.
Bonds, the first year he was on the ballot, 69.7%. They're voting for these guys just enough to prove a point that they could get in. But this is the baseball writers actively keeping them out. And that, to me, is ridiculous.
And that's what made me even question this past year's NFL Hall of Fame class of 4 people. It's like, wait a minute, what gives? What the hell happened there?
Yeah.
Usually they're inducting 6, 7, 8 guys, and this year it was only 4.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Wait a minute, what the hell happened?
I think 5 total is the magic number. You get 3 from the modern era, you get a pioneer guy, and you get a you know what I mean? Like, I'll use wrestling for example, okay?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
So if you're gonna do 5 in the Hall of Fame and you're gonna use modern era guys, you put in Taker, Austin, and Ric Flair as your modern era 3. And then your pioneer guy might be somebody like like Toots Mond or Gorgeous George or Nature Boy Buddy Rogers, guys from the 40s, 50s, 60s, And then if you want to get real crazy, you could put in somebody from before that. Your Wild Bill Longsons, your guys from the 20s and 30s. But you've got to make sure that your modern era stars that are eligible, available, and most importantly, alive.
Fair.
That's the part about the Rose thing that really gets under my skin. They had the power to lift it while he was still alive so that he could have gone in while he was still alive. And now he's going to go in. Now he's going to go in posthumously and not get the recognition for his playing career that he deserves.
I'm going to flip it around, coming from the whole thing of the families of these players' point of view, of being that was said and that this has happened. As fans, we're like, yes, thank you very much. And we damn well know that they should be in there. But are you seriously going to have, you're going to end up calling up family members saying, hey, so-and-so has been inducted in. Would you please come to the, ceremony? Are you going or not going?
I think you have to. I think you 100% have to go. If you're a family member, baseball calls you and says, will you, hey, we're finally inducting Shoeless Joe. Part of the problem is that, who are you going to find? You're talking, it's been a century. So who are you going to find? Second.
A great-great-grandchild.
Probably.
I was going to say that this is, and that's, that was kind of the other thing of, who is the relative? First it's of the relative. It was kind of going to be the second point of who's coming was going to be
I
the
mean,
second
George,
part.
you would know.
The other, selfishly, he's not that old.
No.
He sat in the stands and watched the 1990.
Oh, shut up. Shut up.
He was just a wee lad eating Cracker Jacks, and they had those funny moving pictures that he paid a nickel to go see.
Oh my God. Listen, the center field seats were 50 cents in Cleveland when I was first able to go.
Yeah, center field
In
seats back then, holy
75.
shit.
They were 50 cents. They weren't a nickel.
Listen, the 75 Indians logo is my favorite logo.
Now,
You don't
George,
even-
now hold on, George.
I'm-
You're not
I'm
being
not-
very specific.
I'm not being a smartass there, George. I'm dead
I-
serious. That
I
weird
know.
block C that they had, that's my favorite Indians logo ever.
I just want to make sure that to clarify that George talking about 1975. That's all I need to know. He's not being very specific.
Hey, Abner Doubleday didn't invent baseball until the end of the Civil War. George was still in diapers when that happened.
Well,
every
it was
so
fun
often- every
having
so
Bruiser
often-
here.
It's every
For
so often.
his
It's
sake.
been like a long weekend. It's been rough, maybe rough at work or whatever. And I think to myself, I really don't know if I have the energy to come on the show tonight. And then I think I might miss this. And here I am.
I am.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. I'm here. Zolt, I'm here to be your daily dose of serotonin.
Oh,
Love it.
God.
But in all honesty, selfishly, I think what keeping these guys out of the Hall of Fame deprives the fans of is the stories. I love listening to good Hall of Fame speeches where they tell a story. Like we've all heard. I'll
Even
even use
football
wrestling
ones are
for
good.
example, right?
Football ones are good. Yeah, but the wrestling ones are great.
But
Football
we've all
ones are
heard,
good.
the famous story about the Undertaker taping up his fists during the main event of WrestleMania 14 and sitting in Gorilla waiting for Shawn to do the job because he was going to kick his ass if he didn't. Like we've all heard those stories. I like to hear the ones we haven't heard.
I agree.
So not only do I want to see these guys get their day in the sun for all the hard work that they put in throughout their playing career and getting to that point, but I want to hear the stuff that makes me connect to them. Like, oh, you're human too.
Yeah.
Nope, I do not disagree. Mr. Zolt,
Hi.
how you doing? What an interesting picture you have behind
That
you.
is Cooper Flag in the Dallas Mavericks jersey.
That
You
is
mean
interesting.
the future Laker in 10 years when they force the trade in there?
That's fine. That's fine. Assuming
Yeah.
the Mavs haven't ruined him.
Right. So what is our what fill in the blank do you have for us this evening? sir?
Going for that already?
But of
My
course.
God, we're Bruiser.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Wow, he didn't even wait for the category. I mean,
I
damn.
was gonna say he might like this one. Okay, hang on.
Damn.
Let's see what the options are here.
Wow, that was quick. Yes, that's what she said.
Okay.
So was Lucas Dow's career.
I accidentally hit the closeout button.
I was gonna say I didn't even give you the damn category yet.
Right. We were
No.
like, what? Wait a minute.
So before we get into the fill in the blank, I have a question.
Yes.
Because I heard about this today, and I don't know why is the fact that Dallas got the first pick in the NBA draft controversial?
Because every time a team loses a franchise type player, they get the number 1 pick.
Like the Cavs
Every
did.
time. Every time.
The Cavs ended up getting Kyrie Irving.
When
The
LeBron
next
left
year.
the first time, they didn't get the first pick when he left the second time.
No, when he left the first time, though, they did.
I mean, at some point, the league's got to step in and just say, look,
Yeah.
you got it once.
Yep. So
And
it's
it's
very
not so much that Dallas had what, a 1.4%
8%
chance, a
chance. Yeah.
1.8% chance of getting
Yeah. 1.8% chance of getting the first pick.
for those top 3 to line up the way they did. I believe I heard the percentage chance was 0.0014.
And I'm sure the odds on DraftKings were astronomical.
And then you got the poor
Cavs are
Washington.
eliminated, by the way.
Oh, yeah. We knew that was happening.
You got the poor Washington Wizards who now are picking 6th and are like, what the hell did we do?
Right. And like Sam said earlier, just like everybody else, you just go. The worst team gets it. It's that simple.
Yes.
I honestly think that's the way to go. And somebody was, I don't know who it was, somebody said, I think Greeny, oh, NFL needs a lottery. The hell it does.
Hell, it does. No.
I don't care if a team tanks in the NFL, because even if it's that quarterback that you desperately need to build your team around, getting him doesn't fix your franchise.
Nope.
No.
Just ask the Saints.
Right?
There's a lot of teams you could ask.
Oh,
Ask
yeah.
the Browns.
I was going to say, look at Cleveland.
You know what the Saints remind me of? They're kind of like a broken down car.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hold on. Because I got a broken down truck. So, like, let's be gentle here.
Hang on. First off, a broken down car actually has parts.
Unless it's a Ford.
No,
Easy.
sir.
Sorry. I'm sorry. It's the Detroit joke. It just slipped out.
I was gonna say the Saints remind me of a Cedar Point roller coaster. They barely work.
You can barely get up there. Like Top Thrill 2.
Did you see the video of that from Sunday where it almost stalled? We were there. So Christine,
Dude, that is not good.
so the wife and Thomas and I went Saturday, right? And it was busy, and I knew it was going to be. However, there was a 2-hour wait for Iron Dragon because, hold on, Gemini wasn't running. Top Thrill 2 was down. Millennium was down. Maverick was down. Vengeance was down.
What the hell was going on Saturday?
So then we went back Sunday, and Madison went with us. Girlchild went with us. And we're up there, and we're riding. Everything was running great. Lines are pretty short, pretty good. The only thing that wasn't running was Top Thrill. And then toward the end of the day, it started running. So the last 5 times that I have been to Cedar Point, I have not been able to ride Millennium Force because it's been broke. And that is my favorite ride in the park.
It is awesome.
So that was going to be like the last coaster of the day was Millennium Force. It's about 3:30, 4 o'clock. Hop in line. It's a 15-minute wait.
Oh, nice.
Because
Nice.
Top Thrill 2 had opened. So Vengeance,
Everybody.
Maverick, everything he cleared out, everybody had gone over to Top Thrill.
Thank
So
you.
we're standing in line for Millennium, and all of a sudden you hear the announcement. This ride is temporarily, closed due to maintenance. All right. We got plenty of time. We'll stand here for a minute. So then they start cycling trains, right? All right, cool. It's going to be back up and running. The red train gets to the top of the hill, and the front two cars crest the hill, and the lift motor stops and brakes.
Whoops.
And then they shut it down for the rest of the night. And I was like, God damn it.
That's what worries me about Siren's Curse. That is
So they were testing it today.
It's a detachable track. That is it. That is one thing that concerns me. Is that is a detachable track. That is where
it tilts. But there's
right.
There are so many fail safes built into that thing. Look, it would have to be a catastrophic amount of failures.
I mean,
they're
all detachable after so many years.
What's that,
George? They're all detachable after so many years.
Right. They said it's four systems that are running it.
Right, but there's so many different fail safes built into those.
I know. They said there are 4.
There's more than 4 fail safes. Yes.
For holding that car onto that track, there are 4.
No.
There's a front brake, 2 side brakes, and the rear cable. Those are the 4.
And there's a latch in there. There's
right. That's what I'm saying about the rear rear cable.
No, in the middle. There's the friction brake in the middle, and there are 2 hooks. I
am concerned. And I've researched the other tilt coaster that's over in. Is it Germany where the other one's at? Because there's only 2 of them so far in the world operating, and this one was supposed to be in Mexico, and they didn't build it for like 3 years. For some odd reason.
There's only one other one working right now, but there are 2, both of them in the United States, that are going to be operating this year. One at Coda Land at Circuit of the Americas down in Texas, and then
right, I heard that one's being built.
That one is scheduled to be open this summer as well.
Right, but I think that other one was over. It's over in Europe somewhere, and they said that so far, knock on the Formica, all the fail safes work. And they said the one time the car did not go, they tilted that sucker right back up and retrieved it back.
Yeah, well, I mean,
and it only happened once. So far,
I'm not worried about it not going. Gravity's going to do what gravity's
I know. But it's what lining that sucker up.
What I'm worried about is that platform, because there's so many fail safes built in. Is that first time that platform doesn't come back, like it just stays up.
Well, the one thing that I didn't really look into was the track degradation that happens, especially with the winters around here, on how well that's going to hold up.
If they had, I can tell you this with certainty, that if the proper amount of logistics hadn't been done, that coaster wouldn't be where it is.
Fair enough.
Gentlemen, in honor of Mother's Day, we have the top 10 NFL divas active players.
Oh, active.
Active.
AJ Brown.
As in non-retired.
AJ Brown.
What? Why are we?
It's
haven't even finished introducing.
That was.
I want to know how.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Too easy.
I don't even know if we call Juju active anymore, but yeah, he does play. He's not on the list.
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, like in numero uno. Yeah. Well, we took out 1 and 10. All right.
Hold on. Hold on. I need to. I would like George. Could you explain why my wide receiver was the first name that you thought of? Is it because he's not, unlike the Niners, a capable wide receiver? Because the Niners don't have one of those? Is that what we're getting at here?
I want to know what class.
I'd like to know what made you say A.J. Brown's the first name.
I'm sorry. It was oh god, it was too easy.
Are you still mad about a certain Dueling Aces episode that we did a couple years ago?
Nope. It was just too easy, and I'm even laughing harder that he's actually on the list.
What classifies as a diva in this context?
This is purely opinion based.
Oh my god.
I will say this, just a fair warning. 2 of these are defensive players.
Are defensive players?
Yes.
TJ Watt.
No.
Damn.
Oh my god.
I was gonna say Nick Bosa, but I don't even think he plays anymore either.
He does.
Sort of.
He does.
He's under contract.
Yeah.
He's not.
Is
George Pickens on this list?
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, as a number. DK Metcalf's on the list.
He is, as a matter of fact.
Yep, I know he is. I know damn well he is.
Are any Deebo Samuel on this list?
Whoa, hang on. Bruiser, you first.
Are any of these divas Browns players?
Not currently. Sam.
Is Deebo Samuel on this list?
Come on. Yeah, I was going to say right there at 7, no less.
Y'all are doing pretty good.
Well, we need to have Brandon then.
Ayuk? He ain't that much of a diva.
Really?
He was a holdout. Doesn't make you a diva necessarily.
Brandon, is Baker Mayfield on that list?
He's not. He's not. How dare you? Such a fine young man, leading his team to victory.
Sticking the flag in the middle of the field.
I don't know because I don't pay attention to the free agent.
OBJ.
Is he okay? Is he actually active?
I'm on it.
Technically.
Okay, he's not on the list. He didn't make the list. I don't even think he's important enough to be a diva.
He's a free agent.
Oh, he's a free agent? Huh.
Is Mahomes on this list?
He is not.
No.
He should be. He is not.
Is Kelsey on the list?
No, he is also not. No tight ends.
He's a diva outside the NFL.
Right. I was going to say, he's the diva when he's attached to the diva.
Is Lamar Jackson on the list?
He is not. There are no more quarterbacks.
I don't know.
Really?
I'm just letting you know.
I get you. I'm
Let
just throwing names out and guessing because I don't follow this stuff like you guys do. So I just
2 are defensive. That only leaves 3 left that are offensive.
Correct.
I'm going to take a stab. Wait, he said there's only 3. Congrats, George. You did basic math. Good job. Anyway.
Duh. That's what we old farts do. Basic math. Not that freaking common core crap.
Walk uphill both ways to get to in the snow.
Well, first of all, he made a joke about Ford earlier. The only reason he did that is because he's old enough to have met Henry Ford. Anyway, is Jalen Ramsey on this list?
He is not.
Ooh.
I mean, yeah.
George was there when Henry Ford threw the first switch on the assembly line.
I'll say this. Your defensive players are a defensive back and linebacker / edge, depending on what system he's in.
Oh, wait. Is one of them C.J. Gardner-Johnson?
It's a matter of fact it is.
How the hell did I not get that? I should have got that from the beginning.
Good call.
My God.
Good call.
The guy is obsessed with it.
Sorry?
Is C.J. Gardner-Johnson the defensive back?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Linebacker.
As I recall, if you'll think back a couple of years, C.J. Gardner-Johnson was the head instigator of the Lions and the ski masks.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson also let his agent disclose contract information on Twitter, too, like an idiot.
Oh, fun.
No, well, it was the funny thing.
Okay, I have to... I made a boo-boo. There is one Brown on this list. I just forgot he was a Brown.
Oh, he was.
Well, no, that's his current situation.
Oh,
just
it is
forgot.
his current.
Is it Watson?
No.
No, no more.
I'm not going to go there this week.
Right.
It's a touchy subject. We're not doing it.
Is a touchy subject? That's what she said.
Okay.
It's not.
Three wide receivers. 3 wide receivers. And you've got your linebacker / edge.
That's not it's not Myles Garrett, is it?
No.
Okay,
No.
good. I didn't think it was.
Jerry Judy?
No.
No, I was gonna say Judy.
Hang
Well,
on a
Elijah Moore's not on our roster no more. Who the hell else? Nick Chubb isn't a diva.
He's
He's
also
not even
not
on
a
the
wide
team
receiver.
anymore.
Oh, you said all three are wide. All 3 are wide
Oh,
receivers.
it's not. Damn, I was going to say Shador, too.
Is Michael Thomas on that list?
No.
He is active. His hamstrings are not.
You said a Browns wide receiver? Who the hell? Do you really constitute him as a diva? Really?
This is getting me. I don't know.
Is it Jerry Judy?
No, it's not Jerry
No. I was just-
I'm going to take a stab at one. It's not the Browns one. Is Tyreek Hill on this list?
Judy. Oop, hang on. Whoa, I lost my cursor. Okay, there we go.
Really?
Oh, God, yeah. I can't believe I didn't think of that one sooner.
Is that the Brown player?
No.
Tyreek Hill.
Off-season acquisition.
For the Browns?
Yes.
DeAndre Carter?
No. You signed a wide receiver. Maybe, I don't know, month ago, month and a half ago.
Deontay Johnson?
Yes.
Really? I forgot about that. That was a that's I was gonna say you know why we missed it, right? Because we know he's not going to make it through camp. It was like you sign anybody right now.
Okay. Number 3 is the wide receiver. Number 8 is your defensive player. I can give you teams.
Sure.
The wide receiver, I'm only going to give you current team, New England.
Big.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs. Okay.
Okay. Let me bring up.
Only reason I got that is because he's the only wide receiver on the
Right,
Patriots.
he's the only. Yeah, I was going to say he's the only receiver.
Okay, so your defensive player has been in the league 8 years. He's going into his 9th. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be his 5th team that he's currently on.
Holy. Clowney? No, Clowney's
No,
released.
that's a decent guess.
That's a
Thank
good
He got
guess.
released.
Thank you, Kat. I was going to say, wait a minute. Yeah,
I just said Ndamukong Suh, but he's been out of the league a few
No,
years.
he's out. He just sits there and waits for a phone call.
I was going to say because I just figured Clowney at that point, but you said he's a linebacker depending on the scheme.
Linebacker / edge, depending on the scheme. He's played linebacker for basically his entire career. It's just sometimes they list him as edge.
I don't know.
I have
Von-
no idea.
Von Miller?
Draft? Nope. drafted by Arizona, spent a year in Carolina,
Oh,
2 years in Philly, 1 year with the Jets.
Don Reddick?
Yup.
Really?
Really?
I knew once you hit Philly, Sam would be like, "What?"
Yeah,
And
again,
pop into his
it was
head.
very much an opinion piece. I agreed with most of it. That's why I did it. So I have a hunch the Hassan Reddick thing might be somebody's a bit butthurt.
I don't think Hassan
Yeah, I
Reddick
was
is
gonna
a
say.
diva. Well, first of all, let me just break down a few things. Most of the AJ Brown one comes from Philly Talk Radio because he was pissed off 2 years ago because Brian Johnson, their OC at the time, had the brain capacity of a snail and literally was running every other play a wide receiver screen for a 35-year-old Julio Jones. So that's where most of his comes from. DJ Gardner Johnson, I'm surprised he's not higher. I don't think Hassan Reddick is really a diva. I just think he's an idiot because he didn't want to play out his contract, and now look where he is.
I mean, I understand wanting to put CJ up higher, but the 4 above him
Yeah.
are, I mean, that's like active
Well,
Hall of Fame divas.
Let's be fair.
It's
CJ
very
Gardner
true.
Johnson's been on like a 500 teams, and Tyreek Hill has about 500 kids, so they have something in common.
This is true. This is true.
Fair enough.
Running on a football field is not the only fast thing Tyreek Hill does.
Okay. All right.
And that's what she said too.
Okay. We're gonna that wasn't the actual fill in the blank.
No.
That was just a fun one. So
That was a warm up.
that was the warm
That's
up.
a warm up.
How are we feeling about some NHL?
Sounds good.
Might as well just take me off the show then.
Oh, it'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
Since 1994, highest point total each year. Go. I have the team column in there if y'all just want a little bit of a help there. Bye, Sam. what else? Everybody's leaving. Bruiser, this is you and me, bud. We got this.
Oh my God. What the hell did you do?
Can I just take a stab real quick?
Sure.
Is this year McDavid?
Which would current year?
Yeah.
Current year is not.
Is 2024 McDavid?
It is also not 2024.
Well, then I give the fuck up.
Is 2025 Ovechkin?
It is not.
I'm going to take a stab at 2017 and 2016 and say one of those years is Mr. Sidney Crosby.
Neither.
No.
Nope.
Because those were cup years. No. 2015 and 2016 were the cup years. My apologies.
It is not 2015 either.
All right, is 2023 McDavid? I'm just fucking guessing until I get it. Yeah.
It was going to be there somewhere. Yeah.
He was there somewhere. He's got to freaking find it.
153.
Yep.
The most
Jesus
on the list. Almost the most on the list. 96. 96 is Gretzky.
96 is not Gretzky. Bruiser, come on, man. I'm expecting in the 90s things from you.
I'm going to take a stab at one of the 90s. I'm going to take a shot between one of these. It's either is 99 Lindros.
99 is not Eric Lindros.
I took a shot.
Is 94 Lemieux?
94 is not Lemieux.
Holy shit.
What year did Lemieux go out with cancer? Was that 94 or 95?
I don't know.
Because they won the cup in 93.
God, it's been a while since I pulled up Hockey Reference.
I was gonna say, good grief.
20 moons ago.
93, 94, he only played 22 games. Didn't play
Lemieux?
94, 95. Yeah, so
Okay.
yeah.
So do I get to guess Iserman for 96, 97, 98, and 99?
You can guess. You can certainly guess that. And Iserman is not on this list.
All right, I'm gonna take
Wow.
one more shot. Is 97 or do I want to say 98? I don't know. It's 97 or 98 Lindros. I'm taking one last shot with Lindros because
No. Lindros is on this list for 1 year in which he shares it.
Is Crosby 09?
good guess.
No, but you're damn close.
Was it a Penguin in 09?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Even I should probably know this name, and I don't even fucking watch hockey like that.
No, because they won the cup that year. Because that was the revenge year against Detroit. Because 08 we lost in Game 7 in
It's not his fucking his partner in crime, is it? Fucking
It's not Malkin. Is it Malkin?
is it? I couldn't think of the fucking name. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name just now. All right, so you said Lindros is tied on this list, right?
Yes. He's on here once, and it's tied with somebody else.
Is that 2002?
No.
Okay, I can't remember. Look, to be fair, when Lindros' prime years in the league, I was literally like in fucking diapers. Okay, I just don't remember many
I
things.
understand. I understand. And I take great pride in saying he's only on this list once.
All right, look, I may have been young, but I still remember 97. Screw off. My mom was in freaking school still when they last won a cup.
So Mario is 96 then, if it's not Gretzky.
There you go.
Hey! Like, got to go through Mark, Wayne, Mario, Yager.
Is 2024 Nathan McKinnon?
It is not.
God damn.
Good guess, though. Good guess.
Oh God, what year did the Capitals win the cup?
22 or 21? Or is it wait? God damn it.
Was it Ovi the year that they won the cup?
Whatever year that was.
I need to hold, please. Let's see. So they won it in 17-18. That would be a negative.
Oh, wow.
Are they on here more than once?
Absolutely, they are. It's whoever won it that year.
Oh, well then shit. Put Lemieux down for like 97 and 98 then.
Okay, hang on.
He was like the all-star. Don't he gets copied? He's just like, yep, copy and paste.
All
That's
right,
as far as you
so
get.
How many years was it Malkin?
Well, I mean, okay. If you get the name once, do you want me to fill in all the other
Yes.
years that they did?
Yes.
Yes, yes, please.
Okay.
Like Vanna White. Pull the
Yeah, don't just flip one A, flip all the
Okay.
A's.
We're buying valves,
Wait.
damn it.
Okay. Well, Lockout only did it the 1 year.
McDavid's in there somewhere.
Da-da-da.
Good gravy.
And let's go
God
there and
damn it.
there.
God damn. I just
Oh, well, this is helping out a lot, ain't it?
Okay. That's what you
is
get.
20. All right, so is 2020? I'm going to take. Is that David Pastrnak?
It is not. That is an interesting guess, though. I like that.
Well, first of all, let me just be clear here, right?
Yeah.
he could have had 40 points against the Flyers alone, probably.
Right.
Because the son of a bitch scores like 20 goals a year against the Flyers. It's not even funny.
Who was the kid that played for the Blackhawks?
I don't know.
Kane.
I don't know.
Patrick Kane.
Okay.
That's what I would say, Patrick Kane.
Do you want to take a guess at a year? You just want me to fill it in?
I would just like to
fill it in.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming David Pastrnak's not on this list at all, then.
No, he is not.
All right. So Crosby's going to be 2007, 8.
No, because he was drafted in 08.
Hold, please.
Show me Sidney Crosby for 7 and 8.
Hang on. I'm making sure I got this right because pretty sure I got this right. His first year with Pittsburgh was 05-06.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yes.
I don't know why I thought it was 08-09.
So Sid the Kid's got to be a couple of years there. And
son of a bitch.
Oh. Okay.
It was the year before they won the cup. God damn it, Zolt.
Those are Crosby's only 2 years?
That's it. Okay. I'll go ahead since you guessed his name, you were just off by when.
Ovechkin.
That's his only one.
Huh.
I'm about to say, can we just fill in what year Lindros was? Because I'm getting annoyed with it.
95.
Bitch.
And he shared it with somebody.
Was any of the from
Zach Gretzky?
That's it. That's it for Gretzky. Just the one. 94.
From 2000.
Now this is the 80s, on the other hand.
Right.
From 2010 to 2015, are any of those years Brian Rust?
No, Rust is not here.
All right, I'm taking another
Is
stab
Rust
at
on that list
2025.
at all?
No, Rust is not on the list. Go ahead, Sam.
2025. Is he a... All right, I'm going to take a stab. So McDavid's on here 5 times. Is the person for this year a teammate of his?
No.
Then never mind.
We'll go ahead. Throw that out there.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay?
Stamkos. No, not Stamkos. I didn't fuck. Not fucking Stamkos. What the hell am I talking about? Oh my god, what the fuck's his name? Well, hell, just for curiosity, is Stamkos on this list?
He is not.
Damn.
Was 2024 the kid from Carolina?
No. In fact, 2024 is the same guy from 2025.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
Oh my
You know
god,
what?
what's his fucking name?
And also the guy from 2019.
Oh, shit.
I can't remember. I really cannot remember his freaking name.
You know who I'm talking about, Zolt?
I think.
The winger.
I can't remember the fucker's name.
Problem is, I'm terrible with names.
Yeah.
Like,
I
Me
got you.
too. I cannot remember his freaking name.
All right. Do you want me to just fill it in?
It's gonna
So you
kill
just-
me when you
so
do
can
it.
just hate yourselves.
I mean, I hate myself already. That's fine, sir.
Yeah, I've hated myself for a freaking while. So,
Nikita Kucherov.
oh my god,
Now that is out of the way, let me also
How many
say
times is he on the freaking list?
those three. Just those three.
Jeez.
However,
Is Messier down there at 95?
no, Messier is not on the list at all. I will say another Tampa player is down there at 2013,
Martin St. Louis.
Nice. Good call.
I was gonna say it too, George. F you.
Yes. Love that dude. That's one of my faves from TV. Old school. Love
Andy's
that
there.
dude. Love that dude. Love that dude.
Was that the shortened year? Or some shit?
2004?
Third.
I don't know why the hell that.
What was the team from the COVID years, Zolt?
Uh
2020.
yeah.
That's a good question.
The team on 2020 is Edmonton, but it's not McDavid.
Not Draisaitl, is it?
Oh, baby.
I'm not completely uneducated.
So Messier is not
He's
95
not on the list
sure?
at all. Nope.
Fedorov on the list?
There are no Red Wings on this list.
That's not surprising.
Except
Are there
Really?
any St. Louis-
technically Patrick Kane is now.
Is there anybody from the St. Louis Blues?
There's
on
no
the list?
Red Wing on the list?
No.
Is Lindros the only flyer on the list?
Yes.
Okay, so then completely knock my team out of this.
There.
I didn't hear
What
the
other
answer
team
to my
was?
question.
I was looking for St. Louis Blues, right?
Yeah.
I don't see nobody who won the scoring title was a Blue at the time.
Okay.
The spitballs.
Was 2015 San Jose?
Dallas.
Dallas.
That's Tyler Fagan?
No. Good guess. No.
All right, so it's not Fagan.
Honestly, 2015 is one of those where I hear the name and I'm like, oh yeah, he did do that.
Is anybody from the Atlanta Thrashers on this list?
No, sir. No.
Holy fucking hell, Atlanta Thrashers. You know what the funny thing is? Even though they were gone for a while, somebody kept their Twitter account active, and it was very hilarious.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love it.
They're
Wait, is it still?
they're on the short list if the NHL expands again.
Of course they are. Because Atlanta's a big market, regardless of whether they actually draw.
Hey, listen, I'm excited for the Utah Mammoth. I think that
Yes, same.
Yeah, me too. I like the name. I like the logo.
Yeah,
I
I
like everything about it.
Yep.
I would say the last three expansion teams for the NHL, they have really nailed it with Vegas
Damn it.
and Seattle and Utah.
Yeah, I think they've done a pretty solid job with that. So 10 and 11 are either of those Canucks the Sedin twins?
So, funny story. 11 is Daniel Sedin. 10 is Henrik Sedin.
Dot.
Okay, let me head up to 2006 and give you San Jose.
Is it Jerome was it Iginla?
Iginla.
Jerome Iginla.
I mean,
I was off on the year. Okay,
That's when he played for Calgary.
Calgary. Yeah. Okay.
Is
got the right name, just in the wrong neck of the woods. All right.
06 for San Jose? Is that too early for Joe Thornton?
It is not too early for Joe Thornton.
Are the Maple Leafs on this list at all?
Get the hell out of here. No.
I'm dead serious.
No, they're not. You're right. They're very much a regular season team.
Is 2015 still currently on the Stars?
Oh Christ! Give me a second.
I know it's a very interesting question, but that 2015 is driving me nuts.
He's still active. Let me see where he is. He's still on Dallas. Yeah, he is still. He has spent his
Oh,
entire
Christ.
career on deck.
Really? Wow.
All 16 years.
Oh, come the hell on.
Is 2000 Yager?
Okay. All right. Now you went and did it.
Yes, I did.
Oh,
Yes,
how
I
did no one
did.
guess Yarmir Yager?
Oh, and
for that
Yager was the
matter.
95? Really? Really? All right.
Well, that filled things in.
That filled
Was-
things up pretty good, didn't it?
Was 03 Mike Madonna?
Good
It
guess. I
was
like
not
that.
Mike Madonna. In fact, 03, let me give you the team. Colorado.
Colorado.
Joe Sakic,
No. Close.
Peter Forsberg. I know my Avs. What can I say?
Hey, Forsberg was a former Flyer, too.
You know your abs, but you've never seen your abs. So, like,
Wow.
All right, good, George. Get down this 2015 one so I can just be mad at myself because I don't know. You've been alive his whole career, so come on.
Wow.
You have been.
Here's
He's
the
in the
thing.
league.
So I'm gonna give you a few stats
But he's
for.
only been on the list once.
Yes, he's only been on the list. He's only been on the list once. That year, 87 points. Not a high total. His career high is 89, and his average for his career is 66 in a season. This is not going to be an easy one. And I'm ready to give it to you whenever you want it.
yeah, please do.
I give up. Yeah,
It's
please do, because I
Very
give the
much
hell up.
one where you're like, oh yeah, and that is Mr. Jamie Benn.
Who?
Yeah, he won the scoring title 1 year, and
I thought I was obscure with Brian Rust.
you were.
Yeah.
But he put some points up when he was with Pittsburgh, and then when he went out to Phoenix, he put out a few more.
Okay, so it wasn't as bad as we thought it could have been.
I did better than expected.
Once you let me unlock everything, y'all were fine.
Well, George,
Well,
just
I
bring
knew
up half the
Yager.
list.
Yeah, I know. It surprised me a little bit. I figured, I knew that Lemieux and Yager, it was like Pittsburgh running wild, forever, it seemed like. So I figured
Well,
that'd be early on because I had moved up to Michigan in 1990. So from 91 pretty much on, I was really embedded into hockey all the way through 2000.
Well, Pens won the cup in what, 91 and 93.
Don't make me dig deeper. I don't want to go past 94.
No, that's
The Jerome
Definitely.
McGinley one is just
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, like I said, that one, I collected the hockey cards. My buddy Tommy got me into hockey, and I collected the hockey cards, and I just remember a lot of the special inserts were the big name players. So, for the 90s and 2000, like I said, I thought that was a pretty good shot in the dark. Not bad.
Off the top of my head, was 2013 another lockout year?
yes.
Okay.
That makes sense on why that's so low then.
Yeah.
I don't know why 13 was so damn low.
We just said it. Pay attention to the
It
class.
was a lockout.
I thought you said 15. My bad.
No, 13.
No.
Sorry, I'm
13.
My mistake. Well, still, why the hell was 15 so low? Just throw the other one in there.
15 was just one of them years, I think. Like 95. Oh, the hell was 95 another lockout year? like a shorter version of it?
Man.
So NHL
Yep.
lockout period, October 1st, 1994 to January 11th, 1995.
Shorten the regular season to 48 games.
2004 to 2005,
94 and 95.
and then 2012 to 2013.
Yeah, the 94 to 95. The
I
95
already said
one.
94 to 95.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So that means both 95 and 2013, same amount of games, 48.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
I took it upon myself to find something that wasn't football.
Yeah, I think I still have a very cool Martin St. Louis hockey card somewhere. I know I got it tucked away.
He really was one of the first small men to actually make it.
Yep.
Should do a
Once.
batting title one.
If it
So
comes across my way, I don't have a
across
problem with it.
Or
The
something
research
like a.
department will look.
You can even look for one for home run leader for each team. I may knock that one out in like 2 seconds.
Calm down.
Well, hold on, because it depends. Because the home run leader for Cleveland may not be the same home run leader for Cleveland, because the Cleveland Browns moved and became St. Louis and eventually became the Cardinals. So there's a whole lot of teams that have moved around even within the last 30 years and become different teams. Montreal's home run leader doesn't exist anymore because it would be Washington's home run leader.
I think he just broke George's brain.
Cleveland moved in the early 1900s, became the St. Louis Browns, which eventually became the St. Louis Cardinals. Major League Baseball gave Cleveland a team, which was one of the 4 original American League teams. Detroit, New York, Cleveland, and I think Boston was the 4.
Oh, okay.
Just like the Phillies weren't the Phillies. I forget where they moved. I forget where they moved from, but the original Philly team is now going to be playing in Vegas.
Yeah.
If you ever want to go down a fun rabbit hole one day, if you like that kind of thing, look at how the teams have trained, like what they became over the years, to see where they started.
Yeah.
That's kind of a really fun rabbit hole to go down.
I got one more just for the hell of it, and it's not really worth doing a whole separate thing for it. And sorry, it's back to NFL for a minute.
That's fine.
However,
Okay, I thought that was ass backwards. The St. Louis Browns actually moved from Milwaukee. It wasn't Cleveland.
The team that became the St. Louis Cardinals moved from Cleveland. Yes.
No, the football team, the original Cleveland football team did.
No, George.
Yes, I'm looking it up right now.
What is this, man? What is this? This witchcraft.
No, there
Okay.
it is. St. Louis, and they were the St. Louis Browns from Double A.
Okay, so every team in their last 30 divisional games, so games against teams in their own division,
Okay.
how many wins? So I've got it blocked off here. You can see it. 2 teams have actually won 24 of their last 30 divisional games. 2
Can
teams
I
have
just-
won 20. Go ahead.
Can I just start off with one of the 24 is the Chiefs?
Yeah. That's fine.
Is one of the 20s Buffalo?
No.
Is Buffalo the other 24?
Sorry?
Is Buffalo the other 24? Okay.
Are the
All right,
Steelers
I did
one
all
of the
the-
20s?
The Steelers are not one of the 20s.
Oh, the last 30 games. Okay, never
In the
mind.
last
been-
30?
Yeah, your last 30 divisional games.
Are
How many
the
wins?
Bengals one of those teams?
No, actually.
Are the Ravens?
No.
Okay, I got
It
nothing.
is
Whoa,
it's
yeah.
interesting once you get off that top row,
Division wins in the
Yeah.
last 30 games.
because remember, the especially this last year, Ravens were fighting for their life in their division.
And the Steelers do what they normally do.
Yes.
Choke and lose.
Maybe win.
All right.
Okay, so go with the 49ers will be there.
They will be somewhere. You are correct. Where do you
At-
feel they're going to be?
9.
9 total? No, they're better than that, George. Come on. They actually had a good year.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Is
15. I'll go at 15.
Yeah, it's actually higher than that. Go ahead, Sam. What do you got?
are the Eagles in one of the 17s?
No, they're not.
Okay.
Well, then I'll put the 49ers at a 17.
49ers are, in fact, at a 17.
The Rams would have to be a 17.
The Rams are not a 17.
Is
So, yeah,
is number 6 the Raiders?
It is not. It's a bad division.
They're a bad team.
Yeah, but they lose a lot outside of the division.
Is it the Giants?
That's a good guess. They're not the 6. Probably because they have the Jets in their division. No, they don't have the Jets in their division. Hang on. No, sorry. They erased that. I'm thinking of somebody else. Sorry. Never mind.
All right, sir. Did you just give something away?
No, not at all. Nope. Never. I would never.
Would the Jets be at 6?
Damn it.
I guess I just pulled that one out of the old hat there.
is Cleveland 7?
No, Cleveland's not 7.
Are they at 9?
Nope.
Is Cleveland
Really?
10?
No.
Are they higher than 10?
Yes.
They have to be, yeah.
Is Cleveland 13?
Higher.
15?
Lower.
14? God damn it. The price is wrong, Bob.
Actually, I forgot to block that one.
Are the Bears one of the 9.
They're not. Thank you very much. And the only thing I can say is, oh, whoops, sorry, that's Freudian. Bears. I was gonna say you said 9. The only thing I could do was say lower. So
Are the Lions one of the 17?
they're higher.
So are they?
Ooh.
They're either a 19. Or are they 20?
They're not 20. They're lower.
All right, I'm gonna go with 18. I think 18
Is I want to
So
go.
the Rams are 15 or 16 then.
Correct. Take a stab.
16.
Are the Commanders a 14?
Lower.
Are they a 10?
Higher.
We'll say 12.
Okay.
Is 15 the Cowboys?
Cowboys are not one of the 15s. In fact, they're higher.
The Cowboys is
17.
17.
I heard 17 higher.
What?
Yeah.
18?
What? Counting beating the Giants?
Yes, George. Unfortunately, that counts.
Damn.
20.
Really? Get the fuck out of here.
No.
Sorry.
Damn.
Get out of here.
Are the Eagles
Is-
an 18?
Oh, damn. There, I just missed them by 1.
Are the
Yeah.
Dolphins a 14?
Higher.
17.
Damn,
Sunburn.
I cannot type today.
Are the Seahawks a 10?
Oh, higher.
Seahawks would be a 15.
Higher.
17?
Are the Cardinals a 14?
9. Yeah, they ain't gonna be up. I was gonna say not double digits there.
To win 14 out of your last 30 games in your division, that's not that bad.
No, they're only won 9.
Yeah, they only won 9. It's the card. Yeah, cards are just cards.
Are the Bengals
Oh.
a 14?
The Bengals are not a 14. Go lower.
Are the Bengals a 13 or a 10?
Okay.
12.
You bracketed that sucker right in.
The Panthers a 9.
Panthers are not a 9, sir. I need you to go higher.
Wow.
Are they a
Are the-
13?
They're not a 13. No, they're not that good. Go lower.
Are the
So they're a
Jaguars
10.
14?
So the Panthers are a 10.
You said Jaguars.
At
What?
14.
Jags. Give me a second. Jags are not 14. I need you to go lower, sir.
10.
They're higher
We'll
than
go 13. Are the Steelers a 14?
higher.
17.
Higher.
19 or 20? Okay.
Huh.
I'm going to say the Ravens are an 18.
Lower.
17.
So 17.
Lower.
Really?
15.
Ouch. Are the Saints the other 15?
No, sir. They are in fact higher.
17.
Higher.
Wow.
I told you. There's
Oh.
some of these are just like, what is
Are
happening?
the
in these
Falcons a
divisions?
9?
higher than a 9.
We'll go 12.
Oh
You
wait,
would be right.
is the other 20 the Bucks?
Nice call.
The Titans are a
You
9.
suck.
Tennessee are not a 9. They are higher.
Shut your mouth.
Well, on a different scale, they're lower than that. But either way, right.
I'm going to say
All
the
right,
Pats
so-
are at 9.
Who's a 9?
Pats. The
Patriots.
Patriots.
New England, not New England. New England is higher. And I will remind you that the last 30 games is basically the last 5 years. So Tennessee Titans at one point did have Derrick Henry.
Okay, so the Jags, the Titans, and the Texans are all 13.
I mean, I already gave you the Jags. Otherwise, you are 0 for 2.
I will say that the Patriots are one of the 13s.
Well, the Texans have been.
The Texans
The
are
Texans?
17.
Wow.
Good guess.
Oh. Wow.
The Titans are also a 17.
Okay, let's calm
No,
down. Lower.
let's put them at 14.
We're bracketing them right in
15.
there. Everyone's fans, same as the Titans.
So the Broncos are only 9?
Are
Are
the
the Raiders the other 9?
They're not. They're higher.
Giants the
13?
9?
You said 13 for the Raiders. I'm gonna go ahead and throw them in the 14 because that's
So
where
the
they're at.
Chargers are the 13?
Chargers are the 13. Only 3 to go. I can tell you what the 3 teams are if you'd like.
Oh, Minnesota,
That's one of them.
probably 14.
Minnesota's not a 14.
18 is Minnesota. 17 is Green Bay.
And that just leaves. Come on, George. What team? Who's left?
Colts.
Colts.
That was a little weird.
I just want you to know I literally guessed on all of those.
Fine.
Very weird.
As you can tell, other than Chiefs, Bills, it's really hard because we don't think about things in the divisional sense as over long term. You think about divisional sense in just one season to make the playoffs.
The fact
Yeah.
the fact that of their last 30 games, divisional games,
Yep.
the Raiders have won almost half of them astounds.
Yeah. Doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, you do get to play the Chargers, so that's 50-50 split.
But I mean, the Raiders
They play 2 times a year.
they play tough in their division and lose everywhere else. What are you going to do? Again, like I said, that wasn't. I didn't want to just bust that out as a full thing. But I thought that one was interesting.
Indeed.
Bruiser, I need you to say it.
Good night, Gracie.
There you go.
That takes care of the 4 minutes. Say goodnight, Grayson.
Good night.
Good night. I said say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night.
Good night.
So I said, well, flip a coin, and if it comes out heads, have your hair dyed.
And if it comes out tails, say goodnight, Grayson.